Hey, everybody, we are here for day 2 of our Back to School Summit. I am so excited to be with you. It's your girl, B Woods, the founder of Childcare Millionaires, your childcare cousin, coming to bring you all of the information to get you ready for back to school. So we're going to let Facebook do its thing and invite you on in. But we are so excited that you are here tonight for day 2. Day 2 is going to be phenomenal. We have Dr. Connie, we have Christy, and myself hitting the stage, and we're going to have a phenomenal time. While you come in, I'm going to give you something to get you hyped up so we can get started, and I'll see you in a second. I hope you guys are ready for a phenomenal night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Them old mistakes are gone, I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news, I done did that before. I turn nothing to something, my comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action, you just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings, I turn that into money. They gotta never settle, this view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me as a prayer, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, y'all caught me jamming. Are y'all ready to level up tonight? I am excited. Like, listen, the feedback we got from last night was literally amazing. So if you're here for day 2, go ahead and drop day 2 in the chat. We have text messages going out for you to get here. We got emails going out for you to get here. So let the people know that we are on and we are ready for day 2. I want to thank each and every one of you for pressing your way yesterday. Listen, Dynasty, let me tell you something. I'm so excited. I was so ready today. In all of my preparation, I was like, I can't wait to get back into this seat because y'all had us encouraged yesterday. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Risa. I see y'all dropping your day 2s. My childcare cousins know what to do. Yesterday was phenomenal. And one of the reasons why yesterday was phenomenal is because we really got some actionable steps of what we could do to make sure that we grow our childcare business. And they were not just like teeny tiny steps. Natalie hit the ground running, talking about communicating with your staff. Ryan came in and talked about how to run effective ads and get those students in your building. And I ended the day with 9 things childcare owners could do. So listen, this is what I need you to do. While we get everybody in the room, I need you to do 2 things for me. One is I need you to share this video. I want you to click the share button on your Facebook page. Click the share button and share this video. Then I want you to click the share button again and ask your staff to get in the room. Because I'm going to tell you, Dr. Connie is coming to the stage first, and she is going to be giving you all of the tea about what you need to do with your staff. You want them to be just as encouraged as you are. So while we're about to start, I'm going to give you a preview of what you guys have in store for November. Now, who can tell me what happens in November? Because November is one of the best events that Childcare Millionaires throws. I want to know who is a real OG. What happens in November? I want to know. I want to know. We have Devette tuning in internationally tonight. So we have went international. Hey, girl, hope you're having a good time. I want to know what happens in November. What? Come on, Terry. Homecoming. So we want homecoming, baby. Homecoming. So listen, I'm going to show you a little preview of what we're going to be at homecoming. While you do that, get your leaders on this video. Make sure you share this video, and I'll be back with you in about 2 minutes.
We the best music.
Oh, this what we doing here?
Another one.
I might have to put on my jury for this one.
Rave talk, oh, we talking that rave talk.
Safe talk, here we go, talking that safe talk.
Major key alert.
Oh, we good now. Major bag alert.
DJ Khaled.
I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. We go to court, we gon' plead the fifth. I know the judge, I'ma shoot him some chips. I got them keys. I got them keys.
So he's asking me the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you own your own, you can't be me. How we still slaves in 2016. Key to life, keep a bag coming. Every night another bag coming. I ain't been asleep since 96. I ain't seen the back of my eyelids. I've been speeding through life with no safety belt. 1-on-1 with the corner with no safety help. I put fun like Josh Norman. I ain't normal. Just a project out in Beverly Hills, California. That rape talk. That's fun. Special golf talk here. On my from the mud, down there, on my millionaires. We gon' take it there, I swear. You gon' think a psychic. You ain't seen nothing like this. I should probably copyright this. I promise they ain't gon' like this.
I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. We go to court, we gon' plead the fifth. I know the judge, I'ma shoot him some chips. I got them keys. I got them keys. Radar, oh, ain't even on my radar.
Swish.
Radar, oh, you ain't on my radar.
Swish.
Radar, no, you ain't on my radar.
Swish.
Oh, you ain't even on my radar.
Got a battery low, it's like your charges. Pop out the courtroom like what charges? Big pimpin' on your court steps. Case y'all ain't noticed, I ain't lost yet. Y'all know it's 1-to-1 soon as you hit it.
Right.
Y'all know the difference, right? From rap facts and fiction, right? Real life, I'm like Hov. Real life, I'm life goals. In real life, they like me. Real life, I'm like, no. My swag different. That bag different, My wife, Beyonce. I brag different, My baby blue. What else? I dream in color. What else? That's too much flavor. What else? I don't rap the suckers. God bless you all. I only talk special talk. I only talk special clock. Said I only talk special.
I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. Congratulations.
All right, guys, we got the keys. So you got to get to homecoming to make sure you get all of the keys. Houston, Texas, we'll be dropping the information. We want to make sure that you get there. But now it's time for us to get into our back to school zone. Now, on yesterday, we started out strong with getting ready for back to school. And we're going to end strong on today. Now, back to school season is one of our most profitable seasons ever. And one of the reasons why we make sure we take time and we go through our back to school season is because we have the opportunity for new students. How many of you guys are expecting new students? If so, put students in the chat. You guys are expecting new students. Put students in the chat. Like, this is a time where we have an influx of new students, an influx of revenue. But with those students, there comes responsibilities, right? We got to want to make sure that not only do we have our curriculum set up and our classroom set up, we have the teachers ready to go, all of the things that make us great. So we don't want to miss this opportunity, right? Somebody put, don't miss it. And when I say don't miss it, Brandy, what do you mean don't miss it? Don't be lazy. Today is the last day of July. You should have been ready. But if you're not ready, you still have time to take this week to get ready. Take Thursday and Friday and this weekend and get ready. Don't miss the opportunity for people who are looking for jobs. I know you've been saying, oh, I don't know if I can find the right employees. I'm going to tell you, look again. Can you just look again? Put the ad out again. Post the job again. Talk to your family and friends again, because there's somebody somewhere else saying, I can't stay here another moment, and they are perfect for you. There's somebody that is moving to your area. I believe that God is divinely sending everybody that you need to you right now. So I'm going to say, post the job again. Get back on social media. Market again, right? So don't miss this. That was my word. I said, Brandy, what can I do different this season? And it was like, you know what? You don't need to do anything different. You just need to do it again. You need to do it with conviction. You need to do it with belief in your heart. You need to market like, hey, we're going to be over full. You need to market like this is a brand new center. Y'all know how we marketed when it was a brand new center. Baby, we was putting out flyers. We was walking the streets. We was going into businesses. You need to fall back in love with your business. So on tonight, we are here for one purpose, and that's to get you ready for back to school. So in doing that, we have 4 main things that we're going to ask you to do. Number 1, we want you to just look at what we're doing and get some fresh ideas. And I'm not just talking about, we always are going to market. We're always going to do an open house. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fresh ideas that's going to increase the effectiveness of your program. Some of you saw my post that said, open house is whack. Did y'all say that? If you saw that post, put whack in the chat. I put open house is whack because there's so many things that you can do besides just an open house. You can do a community event. Call your local vaccination truck, right? Call your local Pee-wee team. Call your local dentist. Make this an event that people really want to come to. I'm so proud of my girl, Leslie. I don't know if she's on right now, but this summer she did an amazing community event. And I have been talking about how you can do a community baby shower. She took that thing and she went with it. They gave away car seats, baby beds, bouncers, formula, bottles. And guess what? It was donated, right? It was donated. So if you got our VIP pack, you know all of the tricks of the trade that I gave you guys. Number 2, we want you to have new marketing strategies, right? And we are hoping that these new marketing strategies not only help you grow, but help you retain. If you've been seeing me the last few days on my personal page, in my stories, what have I been doing? I've been showing teachers in their room. I've been showing our teachers at their back to school trainings. You know why? Because I want people to know that I'm ready. I'm ready to serve you. I'm ready to serve your family. We're going to talk about mindset and leadership tips. And that's why I'm so glad that Dr. Cunny is about to come in 8 minutes. Y'all put 8 minutes in the chat. She's coming in 8 minutes. So you got 8 minutes to get your team here. You got 8 minutes to get your team here. Because can't nobody put some fire under people like Dr. Cunny. She's going to be talking about, listen, how do I build the best team ever? And you know, good ain't good enough. Better is not going to make it. You need the best team ever. So in 8 minutes, Dr. Cunny is going to tell us how to do that. And then we're going to talk about these student programming hacks, how to wow students and parents. One of the things that we did, we had parent-teacher conferences last week. And I know y'all are like, well, Brandy, why are you having parent-teacher conferences right now? We haven't really even gotten into the thick of the school year. Exactly. My plan is to have so many new parents that I need my current parents to be ambassadors. And you know what we told those parents? We said over the next 4 weeks, can you help us be ambassadors? Can you help us find the families that you want to have in this center with your child? Right? And we asked them, can you help us spruce up the playground? We're using our old parents to be ambassadors because how many of you know that people want to belong? They don't want things given to them. They want a sense of family. They want a sense of belonging. Now, I know some of y'all, I told you I was going to invite you to the cookout. Some of y'all, when you get invited to the cookout, they don't let you bring the potato salad because they know you can't cook. And you feel so left out. They ask you to bring the paper goods. Where are my paper good people? If your family is asking you to always bring the paper goods, they're giving you an intervention, right? So some of our parents, no, we're not going to ask them to cook, right? But they are paper good parents. They can help us spruce up rooms. They can help us put together bags for new students. They can help us celebrate teachers. You got to find a way to encourage your parents and your students to be a part of the cookout. Nobody wants to be a part of an organization, whether they're paying you or not paying you, and they feel like they don't have a part. So I want you to make sure you take this time and use all of our hacks. So one of the ways that we wowed our parents, everybody put wow in the chat. Baby, they were wowed. This was something that I think I will keep doing over and over again. If you want to know, put wow in the chat. Those of you who are just joining, welcome to the Back to School Summit. This is literally the best time of the year to increase your revenue, increase your impact, train your employees. This is our favorite time of the year. Okay, I got some wows. So when they walked into their room, everybody is used to seeing student work, right? But not only did we have student work, we had asked for pictures of their family. And for some of them, they really didn't bring the pictures in. So we could catch snapshots of them picking up their child, hugging their child. So we had a whole family love wall. And on this family love wall, we had candid pictures of them hugging their children, telling them goodbye. They were totally in love with the fact that not only is my kid a part of this classroom, but I'm a part of my baby's classroom. At any point during the day, my baby can walk over and see me. Just a small gesture. Literally a 12-cent photo from Walgreens. And so we had pictures sometimes from their first day of school. When we take those family shots, we had pictures of our field trips with parents. When we did Grandparents' Day, their grandparents were in the room. But it was a wall to let them know, listen, this school is for everybody, right? This school is not just for the students. It's not just for the staff, but this is a place where my family is welcome, because you have those parents, you have their prized possession. So you got to find a way to wow those parents. How many of you going to take that tip? How many of you going to take that tip? I need you to take that tip. One of the other ways that we wowed our parents is we allowed the teachers to teach at the parent-teacher conference. So when the students would come in with their parents, we would tell them, take your parents to the learning wall, and we want you to teach your parent the favorite thing. Oh my God. They was teaching their parents the days of the week. Them parents act like they ain't never heard the word Monday. Now, you done heard the word Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the days of your life. But because your baby was teaching you, right? And so it was a chance for them to see that their child was a leader. So one of the ways that you can wow your parents, put them in your program. Show them as a leader in your program. You know, I just want you guys to look at this back to school season as a way to nurture your current parents and to get new parents in and give them something to brag about. There's a song that says, let's give them something to talk about. How about, give them something to talk about. What is going to make your name ring through the city? So at the end of parent-teacher conference, and this is my last thing, at the end of parent-teacher conference, we told them, listen, do a video with your child and give us a review. Do you know how excited they were to say, my child was able to teach me today? Look at me on my child's wall. A lot of times we want to give parents to give us reviews, but have you given them anything to brag about? I want you to put brag worthy in the chat. You got to have a brag worthy program. You got to have brag worthy staff. You need to have a brag worthy building. I'm talking about put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Because I got 1 minute before I bring Dr. Connie on. So these are our goals for the challenge. Our goal is to make sure that you are ready for the school year. Now listen, get your VIP pack, because you're going to want to listen to this again. You're going to want our checklist for your back to school. You're going to want our handbook checklist. You're going to want, we give you a whole curriculum, scope and sequence. If you don't have it, all for $49. Now listen, I can't help you for less than that. And you get the replays that you can watch with your staff and a completion certificate saying that, hey, you came to the back to school summit. Your school is back to school, right? We give you some tips and tricks to reduce risk in your school, everything that you need. So make sure you get your pack. If you're already VIP, put VIP in the chat. If you already got yours. If you haven't, what you waiting for? This goes away. After the summit, we make this $99. You don't want to pay twice as much on Thursday at midnight because you move too slow. All right? Don't move slow. Get your VIP. All right. Let me move on. So, want you to make sure you can take a screenshot. Also included with this VIP next Wednesday at 6:30, I'm going to do a private Q&A so I can ask any questions that you have. So you get your year at a glance, you get your circle time and transition ideas. You can do a whole training with that, 10 risk management tips, your 100 plus things you should do before back to school, 140 activities, student enrollment checklist, your top 20 student handbook updates, top 20 staff updates, 12 clock hours, back to school summer replays, and a private Q&A with me, right? So make sure you get your VIP. I think I did everything that I need to do. Let me get to day 2. Day 2 is Dr. Connie. I'm 1 minute over. Dr. Connie, I'm going to give you your 1 minute back because, baby, that's how I love you. I love you so much. So I'm going to give you your 1 minute back. How are you doing
Thank
tonight?
you. I am amazing. I'm feeling some type of way. I normally start day 1, so I got to play catch up. I don't really like day 2, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
You know, you always start us off right, but you know what? We knew that last night was your worship night, so we don't play with God's time. So, but can y'all make Dr. Connie feel better? Can y'all get the Zoom room? Can y'all get the room up to 100? Because last night at this time we had at least 100 people.
Come
that
on
means
now.
you just need 14 more people on. I know we can get back up to 150 because Dr. Connie has a lot to share with us. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being a part of my team. And I know what you're going to share with them tonight is going to encourage them. So I'm going to get out of your way because I know you got work to do.
Thank you. Listen, I'm excited. Listen, I'm listening to Brandon. I'm singing, let's do it again. I want to ask a question. I know that the summer is ended, and I normally come day 1 and be the bearer of bad news to say the summer is over and it's time to get back to business. But how many of you can be honest and say you did it big this summer? If you did it big this summer, put 1 in the chat. Let me see. Did you say, Dr. C, we did it big? I mean, we went everywhere. We were all over town. We did crafts. We had shows. The kids were amazing. They had a blast. If you can say we did it big this summer, I see you, Allison. I know you did it big, but I want to see some more ones. Who can say we did it big? We gave it all we had to give. We showed up and we showed out. We did it big. Yeah. I see it. I'm excited, and I want to clap it up for you for everything that you did this summer, the plans that you had and how you executed them. I want to celebrate you if nobody else did. But when I was preparing to come to you, I was about to say how to build big. And all of a sudden I said, nope, because they did the summer big. I want you to build the best team ever. We're going from big to best. Yes, you did it big this summer, but can you build the best team ever? Yep, it was big. The summer was amazing. We had a great time, but I need you to shift the atmosphere in your center and say, we're going from big to best. Somebody declare it in the chat. We're going from big to best. Yes, we had a big good time. It was amazing. We had water day. We went to the zoo. We went to the park, but we're going from big to best. You're going to shift tonight, and then you're going to command that the center shifts in the next 24 hours. We're going from big to best. Because guess what? I believe that this is going to be one of your best years ever. But how is that going to happen? How is that going to happen, Brenda? How is it going to happen, Sandra? How is it going to happen, Mary Jane? How is it going to happen, Laura? How is it going to happen? It's going to happen because you're going to build the best team ever. Not the biggest team, but the best team. The best team for your center. The best team of people that you need. The best people that will fill in the gaps that you had last year. You're going to build the best team ever. Let me tell you why this is so important. Why do we want the best? The importance of building a team. Why is this important? It's important because when we do this, it increases productivity. Who wants to start the year off running? That I don't have to try to wind up my staff. I don't have to try to get my teachers in motion. I don't have to try to get my parents fired up. But because I'm building the best, I'm going to increase my productivity. Those who show up, they're going to show up and they're going to be ready to run. It's going to improve communication. If we be honest, last year we had some communication gaps. Some things fell through the crack. Teachers showed up and didn't know where they should be. Things changed and they didn't get the change, but I'm building a better team. I'm building the best, and it's going to yield what? Greater creativity. I heard Brandy talking about fresh ideas. Open house is whack. No, we're not having open house. We're having a block party. We're having a community block party. No, we want you to show up to the block and we're going to turn the whole block out. But it's going to yield greater creativity. Guess what? It's going to boost morale and job satisfaction. It's one thing to go to work, but it's a whole nother thing to show up happy. It's one thing to clock in, but it's another thing to clock in and be locked and loaded. When you build the best, they show up ready to do their best. This is important because it helps us with better problem solving. Because guess what? When you have the best, there is no problem. When you have the best, they're flexible. When you have the best, they're team players. When you have the best, they know how to shift. They know how to move. They know how to ebb and flow. They know how to be an authority, and then they know how to take authority. They know how to problem solve better. But guess what? It also strengthens your organizational culture. The atmosphere is set, and now you have atmosphere protectors. No, we don't do whining. No, there's no complaining. No, we're not walking around with mess and gossip. No, you have atmosphere checkers. They will check the atmosphere for you. They will get the teacher in check, and you never have to, because it strengthens organizational culture. When I have the best understand the assignment. The best realize that the atmosphere is important. Guess what? When I have the best, I am able to effectively goal set. I am able to share the goals with them and turn them from goal setters to goal getters. This next year, you're not just going to set goals, you're going to get the goals that you set. Why? Because they're going to be checking them off one by one. We're going to be celebrating the small wins. We're going to be celebrating the big victories. When you goal set this year, because you're going to build the best team ever, you're not just going to goal set, you're going to goal get. Investing in team building is crucial for creating a powerful, productive, and pleasant work environment. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. From big to best. Yes, yes, Miss Joyce. We want a productive environment. So my task is to talk about 4 ways you can build the best team. I want to talk to you about 4 ways. Yeah, somebody put 4 in the chat. Just 4 ways, BEST. I just got 4 ways to help you build this team. Y'all ready? Let me see some 4s in the chat. Say, I'm building, honey. Call yourself Bob the Builder. I'm building the best team ever. I'm building the best team ever. This year is going to be the best because I'm going to build the best team. This year is going to be the best because I'm going to build the best team. This year is going to be the best. Add it to your declaration, add it to your mantra. This year is going to be the best because I'm building the best team ever. 4 ways. Number 1 is to create channels of communication. Number 2 is to promote collaboration. We're going to go through all of these. Number 3 is to recognize and reward efforts. Then number 4 is to invest in personal development. I'm going to build the best team ever. Number 1, when we think about it, creating channels of communication. If I'm going to build the best team, I have to make sure that we have channels of communication. So what does that mean? I'm going to encourage open conversation, open and honest conversation. Can we talk for a minute? When there's a problem, when there's a situation, when people are not clear, I'm going to encourage open and honest conversation. Can we talk? Can I ask a question? Can I get more information? Absolutely. We're going to create an environment where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas and feedback. Why? Because when I hire the best, I want the ideas and feedback from the best. We got to create an environment, though, that people know that they can share ideas, even if we don't use them immediately. We find them valuable. We take their feedback and we use it for our next move and our next play. But everything that every person on our team says is valuable. We want them to be comfortable communicating. We want them to be comfortable sharing, because this is the best team. We want to hold regular meetings to discuss progress and challenges. We want to hold regular meetings, not 9/11 meetings when all hell breaks loose. No, regular scheduled meetings to discuss our wins and what we're working on, our progress and our challenges. We have to make sure that we're holding regular meetings to discuss progress and challenges. We got to talk about them both. What went wrong? Why did it go wrong? How can we fix it? What went right? And celebrate that win. We got to be able to have these channels of communication. We have to lead by example and demonstrate integrity. Sometimes my actions speak louder than my words. I'm gonna pause for a minute. I'm gonna create channels of communication, not just with my mouth, but with my actions. My feet gonna talk louder than my mouth ever could, because I'm going to lead by example and demonstrate integrity. Integrity says I'm one with my word, that my mouth and my feet are in agreement. I'm going to lead by example and demonstrate integrity. Listen, I'm going to address conflicts promptly and fairly. We're not going to let it go over the weekend. No. Come on in the office. Come on, let's have a huddle. Come on, let's talk. We're going to address conflicts promptly and fairly. Number 2, let's move. We're going to promote collaboration. You know me, I believe it. We do it what? Better together. We're going to promote collaboration. We're going to assign group projects to build trust and teamwork. No man is going to be an island this year. We're going to start working together. We're going to put people in groups, and you don't have to work by yourself and try to figure it out. I'm going to put you with a group that you fit well with, so you can build trust and teamwork. We're going to use collaborative tools and platforms to streamline our workflows. Some of us need to throw out the pen and the paper and find the right tools and platforms so that we can streamline our workflows. We're going to encourage team members to share their skills and knowledge. Do you know how many amazing people that you have in your center, but you never gave them an opportunity to share their skills and knowledge? You're out there cutting construction paper and you don't have any idea that they got a Cricut at home, and honey, they could pop those out in 5 minutes flat, but you never gave them a chance to share their skills and their knowledge. Encourage mutual respect among team members. That when we do share, when we do work together, it's mutual respect. I'm grateful that you're on my team. You are of value to me. I know what I'm good at, and I also know what you are good at. And so there is no intimidation. There's no conflict, but we come together because the ultimate goal is to have the best year ever. Number 3 is to recognize and reward efforts. Sometimes we miss this. We like to talk about what people are not doing. But this year, we're going to recognize and reward efforts, people's best behavior. Somebody's caught doing a good job. We're going to recognize and reward. So if you don't have a reward policy already, you've got to create one. We're going to acknowledge individuals and team achievements. When we all win, when we all win, we're going to recognize and we're going to reward it. And everything doesn't have to be about you giving something and spending money. It's great job. Way to go. Putting a star on their door, giving them a certificate, giving them a gift card. We want to provide incentives for outstanding performance. Let's reward, let's reinforce good behavior. Let's give them incentives for being outstanding. And now the fight is who can be the most outstanding? Who can be the best of the best? How amazing is that if your teachers are coming, fighting to see who's going to be the best of the best, not who's going to be on time. No, who's going to be the best of the best? Whose classroom is going to be the best? Whose students are going to be the best? What grades are going to be the best? Can you imagine that? Then number 4, invest in personal development. Y'all, we have to do it. It's nothing to build the best. We have to invest in the best. If I'm going to build them, part of my building is putting an investment into them. Not that they are the best, but so they stay the best. So I offer training and development opportunities. Things like Leadership Academy, where they can go and be around other leaders that are the best. Other leaders that are doing amazing things so they can share new ideas and strategies and tools that they're using. We support continuous learning through workshops and seminars, some in-house, some out-house. Yeah, it's not enough to be the best. We gotta make a commitment that they stay the best, that they stay on the cutting edge, that they stay creative, that they keep moving the center forward, that they keep the center full. But it's going to take an investment in their personal and professional development. Encourage team members to pursue certifications and advanced skills. Everybody on your team ought to be the best. No, go for the certification. No, you can be the lead teacher. You've been teaching for a long time. I want to see you excel. You want to be assistant director. Here are the things that you need to do to qualify. Encourage them to go back and get their degree, to go back and get the GED, to go back and be the best. Offer emotional support and show empathy. While they're being the best, sometimes they don't have the best circumstances at home. So I want to provide support so that you can show up and be your best, even though you might not have the best circumstances going on around you. I want to offer emotional support. I want you to know that I'm here for you. I want you to know that we understand that there's a work-life balance. And so that we know that you can come your best at work, we want to make sure that you're good at home. We want to be able to hear what's going on and make necessary adjustments in different seasons of your life. I got to make an investment in those that are going to play on my team. I want to create a culture of work-life balance and well-being. I want the best to be happy. I don't want to just build a big team of unhappy people. I want to build the best team of happy people, happy to show up to work, happy to see the kids, happy to engage with the parents, happy to come to meetings, happy to stay late, happy to come early, happy to show up on Saturday, happy to work on the project, happy to get the job done, happy to go get lunch, happy to run the errand, happy to make the crafts, happy to help with the food. I want a team that is the best and they have a work-life balance. I mean, who wants a team like this? Who's ready to build? Somebody put build in the chat. You talking to me? I got to build. I got to pull out my toolkit. I got to pull out my hammer, my nails, my saw, and I've got to build. It's up to you if it's going to be the best. I'm deeming you Bob the Builder, but you got to pull out your toolkit. You've got to pull out your toolkit and say, I am going to make a conscious decision to invest in my team. I'm going to make a conscious decision to make sure that I promote collaboration. I'm going to make a conscious decision. It's going to be a wall for the best of the best, for the best players. It's going to be a wall where we recognize and reward those that are doing amazing all year long, every month, every quarter, at the half point of the year, at the end of the year. I'm going to make a commitment to build the best. I'm going to create channels of communication. You can text me, you can email me, you can call me. What are your channels of communication? I see y'all talking. Carrie, I see you made a commitment to build. I see you, Otavia. You said, I'm building. Natalie, I'm looking at you. You say you're building. Come on, Sheena. You say you're building. Some of us are building physically and we're building the team. You building your building and you're building your team. But you've got to make a commitment tonight that if they're going to be the best, it's only because I built the best. If they're going to be the best, it's only because I built it that way. It wasn't by accident, it was on purpose. It wasn't by accident, I built it on purpose. We had a big summer, but it's time to have the best year ever. How do we do that? How do we do that? Because I hear the hammer and nails going right now. I hear the saw. I hear the wood being cut. How do we do that? Don't just build big. Build the best. Best. What is that? BEST. Build a team that's bonded. Create and foster strong relationships and trust among team members. Bonded. My team is bonded. Why are they the best? Because they bonded. We like family. We watch out for one another. We take care of each other. We look out for each other. We cheer for each other. There's no competition. There's no conflict. We have built strong relationships in the center and outside of the center. Then empowered. They're not just bonded, they're empowered. You got to equip the team with the tools, the training, and the autonomy to succeed. You got to be able to give them the strategies, the tools, and the tips. You've got to be able to give them the equipment and the supplies. What do they need to be the best? Empower them. Put it in their hands. Put the assignment in their hands. Put the project in their hands. Put the promotion in their hands. Bonded, empowered, then supported. Create a supportive environment where team members feel valued and encouraged. They feel so much support that they'll try something that they never would have tried before. They feel so much support, they will do a task that they don't even think they qualified to do. They'll feel so much support that they will rally the troops. They'll rally the parents. They'll rally friends and family to get in on the community event that you're having. They'll feel so supported. We're talking about the best. They have to be bonded. They have to be empowered. They have to be supported. And then the last thing, they have to be trusted. Build a foundation of trust through transparency, be open and honest, reliability, and integrity. Yeah. It got to be trusted. Build a foundation of trust. Be transparent. Be open. This is what's going on. This is what is happening, and this is what I need you to do. Be reliable. Let them know that they can rely on you, that you're going to be the boss that you said you would be, that you're going to supply the things that you said you were going to supply. You're going to support them like you said you would. You're going to empower them like you said you would. You're going to make sure that the environment is safe. You're going to make sure that they have work-life balance, and then be one of integrity. Be one with your word. Your mouth and your feet are in alignment. You do what you say you're going to do. Don't just build big, build the best. I'm telling you, if you do these few things, make sure that your team is bonded, make sure that they're empowered, make sure they're supported, and make sure that they are trusted. You're going to have the best year ever. Welcome back to school. The summer's over, y'all. Get ready to have the best year ever. Somebody say, it's the best. It's the best already. Yeah, it's the best already. Yeah, it's the best already. It's the best already. Big is over. We have moved over to best. It's going to be the best year ever. You're muted.
Okay, I said I'm loving it. I need to know if you're committed to being the best, because sometimes I can see the best takes risk, and sometimes the best also takes you releasing things that didn't work. And so a lot of times we won't go forward and be the best because we're remembering the former things. And I remember a story in the Bible that it did not profit her to look back and to remember the former things. So I feel like some of them need to be released from what didn't work. The person that maybe didn't keep their word. Well, I trusted them, Dr. Connie. I want to be bonded, but I built a barrier around me. So you can't be bonded with your staff and there's cement between y'all. So I'm coming back because you got 5 minutes.
Okay.
What do we do if we have tried it and we want to do the best, but we have some things that we need to overcome? If that's you on the chat, you like, Dr. C, I hear you and I want to be the best. And right now, in the comfort of my own home, I think I can be the best. But it's something that happens when I go back into that school. It's something that happens when I look at the parent who really ticked me off. It's something that happens, you know, when the state comes and I get nervous. How can I overcome those things so I can get to the best?
You know what? So when we're working on the best, you know what? Sometimes I got to go back and, like Brandy said, you actually have to release the summer, release last year, and say, I'm starting with a clean slate. I might have built good. I might have built a team, but I wasn't focused on the best. And in order to build the best, I have to be the best. I've got to work on me. So before you release or challenge your team to be the best, I want you to work on the bad. I want you to take one last look over your shoulder at every parent that upset you, every teacher that didn't do what they said they would do, every child that was taken out. I want you to take one last look back, because guess what? You can't build looking backwards. So write it on a piece of paper if you have to. Get in your car and throw it out of the window. Last year was last year. It's a new year. It's a fresh start. It's a clean slate. And guess what? I've become better. So that's why I can declare the best. I'm working on me. And best is all year long. It's a continual job. And that's why I say you need a community. You need a group of people that are going to hold you accountable to being the best while you're building the best. You have to declare everything that happened in the past was not a loss. It was a learn. So if I'm going to take the L, let me take the right L. I'm not going to take the loss. I'm going to take a learn. And I'm going to build the best from every lesson that I learned. Maybe I gave them too much. And if I'm going to trust them, if I'm going to put them in place, maybe I need to do it in increments. So you got to figure out what worked and what went wrong. Why did it go wrong? And you make the necessary adjustments, because you want to build them, not break them. So I'm going to take an L, but it won't be a loss. It's going to be a lesson learned. And I'm going to build me so I can build the best team that I need.
See,
Take one look back.
I knew you had something to give us, because a lot of times it's just like in relationships. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. In relationship, if something happened, and it can be a friendship, because you know, some of y'all will forgive a man before you'll forgive a friend. I never understood it. That's not what we're here for tonight, but that's what came out of my mouth. Sometimes relationships will stop us, or things that we experience in relationships, or things that we experience in business, and we will stop doing the things we know that work. And I know the only way to overcome that is to release it. It's to say, hey, I'm going to start again. Give a new chance. You can set boundaries, but don't have cement walls and expect people to bond with you. You got to put yourself in the position of, hey, listen, we're starting over. And this is my one thing I'm going to say about this. If there's a person, whether it's a customer, an employee, it can be a fly, a mosquito, that agitates you to the point they take you out of yourself and take you out of your best, you may need to remove them from your organization so you can show up 100% every day.
Yes.
And I have learned you can't be on my payroll if you're not on my team. If you're not bringing something to the table, if you're not ready to run the play, if you're not walking in integrity, then I have the responsibility for the rest of the team so I can show up the best, so they can show up the best, so our parents can be served, to remove the adjutant, right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times the adjutant will smooth things over, you know. I'm talking about the adjutant that has no purpose. I'm not talking about the adjutant that gets you better. I'm talking about the adjutant that breaks bonds, that breaks trust, that's gossiping, that's not
adversary.
Yeah. So I had to just put it out there. Guys, if you're ready to have the best year ever, put best. I told you Dr. Connie was going to give you guys some actionable steps. If you want to go over these 4 things, all you got to do is get the replay, because in the replay, you'll be able to go and see which of these 4 things you need to focus on. You may have number 1, but really need to work on number 3. But I guarantee you, she said it. I think it's my favorite statement so far. I can't build looking backwards. I'm going to hurt myself and somebody. I can't build looking backwards. So I'm going to say, all aboard, full steam ahead. Thank you, Dr. C.
All right.
All right, guys, that was amazing. Let me get our next speaker ready. Dr. C, give me 1 second. Dr. C said, I didn't done my job. Get me off this screen. I'm so excited. We will be the best. We will be the best. And every single step of the way, we're going to have another version of the best. So do me a favor. Can y'all drop the replay link in the chat? Because you may need to write yourself a list of the things you need to release so you can take hold to new things, right? If your hands are full, then you can't take the new blessing. All right, y'all. Are you ready for your next speaker? If so, put 2 in the chat. Becca says my hands are hurting. Becca, get the replay. You got the replay. You were on the VIP list. I think you're good to go, Becca. Yay. If you're ready for our next speaker, drop number 2 in the chat. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm totally in love with this childcare cousin because there are very, very, very few people that I know that love the Lord as much as I do and love their children as much as I do. I know y'all love him. But when I met her at our conference in May, there was an instant connection. It was an instant bond between us and Childcare Millionaires. And not only is she a speaker tonight, but she's also a sponsor. So she was like, listen, how can my company, how can my family assist you? But listen, it's not just her being a speaker. It's not just her being a sponsor, but it's also being a fellow sister in Christ. If y'all believe the biggest cheat code is prayer, I want y'all to put prayer in the chat. Y'all know in the spring, we did our prayer challenge, but that is one of our biggest cheat codes. Our biggest cheat code is not to rely just on knowledge, but to rely on wisdom. Not just to rely on power, but to rely on supernatural power. So I love the fact that as soon as she got on today, she didn't say, how are you? She didn't say, we're going to do good tonight. You know what she said? She said, today I prayed for you. That was worth so much to me because maybe that's why I had the strength to do everything I needed to do today. So when you have people in your corner that's not only willing to do the work with you, that not only can believe with you, that not only will celebrate with you, but don't mind beseeching the heavens for you, then you got a friend. So I want to bring my girlfriend, my childcare cousin. Hey, Christy.
Hey, everybody. I love you, Brandy.
I love you more. Listen, I saw your sister on. I know Grayson is close by. I know the kids are close by. I want to tell you, your story meant so much to me. And I was like, Christy, you have to share your story because kind of like when I was talking with Dr. Connie, we have great owners. And some of us have been in the industry 20 years and some 2 years, some of us 2 months. And we get to a point where we're kind of like overwhelmed and sometimes it'll hit again. But when you shared your story, I felt like I was seeing myself across from myself. So I knew that everybody would take this translation. I think the biggest trick in the world is for people to feel like they have to do things by themselves. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. It is something that we all deal with on multiple different levels. And there's multiple reasons why we all feel like we do it alone. For one reason or another, we've been there. And so we're going to talk a little bit about a few of the reasons and to share a little bit about what I've done in the process of learning.
Well, I'm so happy that you're not making me do it alone tonight. Thank you for your support. But there's no sense of being an army of one. I hated that commercial the Army had. There's no sense of being an army of one when there's so much support all around us. So thank you, Christy. The stage is not
awesome. Hey, everybody. It's so good being here tonight. I am so honored to be a part of what CMA is doing. And I just want to say I absolutely love and adore everybody that I've met. One thing when we met back in May, one thing we said is we love the culture of CMA. We felt like this was our tribe. Hi, Shaniqua. It's so good seeing you. I love seeing all of you guys pop on here. It's so fun seeing so many people that I know. But I love the culture. I love the spirit. I love the heart behind what CMA is doing, and totally honored and thrilled to be a part of it. So tonight we're going to chat a little bit about stop doing everything alone. Drop in the comments there. Have you ever, hi Samantha, have you ever felt like you have been alone in childcare? Let me hear it. Say, I've been alone. Put that in there. While we do that, I want to tell you a little bit about myself for those of you that don't know who I am. I am a full-time homeschool mama of 2 kids, Mercy and Court. I am also a childcare owner of 3 locations in Ohio. Bobby, you just got to hit the next button there. It'll come up. There you go. I'm a co-owner of 3 childcare campuses, and I've been in the industry for 15 years. And then I'm also the co-owner of Childcare Virtual Assistants. And then I'm also a avid world traveler, director of HR and employer of 50 plus team members and growing. And then I'm also, the next one is I'm a world traveler and I'm super missions minded. I love me some Jesus. And so this is a little bit about me and who I am. So how do I accomplish all of those things? Well, real quick, as we're heading into the school year, I'm getting ready to prep my kids for homeschool for the new school year. What are the things that we do? When you go into the new school year, you're getting ready to level up. You're getting ready for the next grade, level up. So you get all the new things, you buy all the new things, you're preparing your heart to level up, right? So with us, that's what this weekend has all been about. It's about leveling up our mindsets, leveling up what's going on with inside of us so that we can, like Dr. Connie said, be our very best. But oftentimes you see here in the notes, people feel alone. We have felt alone. So 3 things we're going to talk about today is why do childcare business owners often feel like they are doing everything alone? The first one is we have employees that we can't count on. The second one is we don't have the tools to delegate. And the third one is, and this is a big one, we're going to talk about all 3 of this, is we have a fear of being found out. Sometimes we feel alone because we have a fear of being found out. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. We're going to talk fear today. We're going to talk facts on the fear, and then we're going to talk about how we fix it. Okay, so does this sound familiar to you? We don't have employees that we can count on. I talk to many childcare owners that they often feel alone because they feel like, they say, we don't have quality employers or employees. They say, I train, but there's no follow through. I keep revisiting the same issues over and over again. No one wants to work hard anymore. It takes them twice as long as me to do something, so I just do it. Or they keep calling out and I can't rely on people. Go ahead and drop in the comments here. How many of you have heard these things, or what things have you heard or complaints that you have about employees that you feel like you can't count on them? I want to hear some of these. Yes, we've all dealt with these. So the reason that I'm hitting this one first and foremost is if you want to not feel alone in childcare, what Dr. Connie was talking about is building a team. I can't move on without discussing culture first. So in 2020, we came back into childcare. We had sold it. We had owned it for 8 years, sold it. And then we, go ahead and go to the next slide, Bobby. We came back into childcare, and we found ourselves struggling with company culture. So let's talk about company culture. So the fact is if we cannot count on our crew, our company culture needs a review. When we came back in, we found that there were values, there were beliefs, there were attitudes, there were behaviors that we constantly had to show up and put out fires. And so we were always getting re-engaged back into this. Now, initially, when we came back in, we just came back in as investors. I was full-time homeschooling. We had another business. So we were completely fine just coming back in as investors. But I was starting to get phone calls. I was starting to see staff leaving left and right. We were constantly putting out these fires. And so I was like, how do we deal with this? And if you swipe to the next one, we were literally dealing with only being able to afford minimum wage people that had minimum wage mindsets. And so we really had to focus, okay, if we cannot count on our crew, our company culture needs a review. I am a huge proponent that everything rises and falls on leadership. It's in my core DNA. and my core philosophy of life that if there is something wrong with the system, if there's something that is broken, then it's within me. There's always three fingers pointing right back at me when I'm pointing the finger at somebody else. So as I'm hearing complaints and I'm hearing problems, I'm always self-assessing and saying, okay, what is it inside of me? So the feeling is I can't count on them. My employees are the problem. But the fact behind that is that it's a culture issue that is continuing to allow to be happen. And this is the hardest part of it all. And this is what CMA talks about. Dr. Connie was talking about, Coach Brandy, Coach Nat, everybody talks about is why culture is so important in building. Because if you don't build this, you're going to continue to feel alone in childcare, and you're going to continue to regurgitate the same issues over and over and over again. So when we were attracting, no, I'm so sorry, go back, Bobby. So we were attracting minimum wage mindsets with minimum wage people. So here's what we did to change it is I started listening to those complaints, being introspective of what was their issue versus what was my issue. 90% of the time, I found that the issue relied within me. Well, you didn't train me in that. Well, you're right. Technically, I didn't have an SOP. And we were so needing bodies. And I hear this from many owners that I talk to, that I need bodies here. It doesn't even matter about quality. I can't stay open if I don't have bodies. So then we're afraid to confront problems, or we don't want them to leave us because we need these bodies there. And so we can't operate a childcare center if these bodies aren't there. It's kind of like a really bad tumultuous relationship, like a toxic boyfriend that we just want to hold on to because we're afraid of him leaving us. But the problem is if you just learn to like let go, build culture, identify who you are, your values, your belief systems, and then you uphold those, you know that health is going to come on the other end of letting those go. So we also failed to set up proper SOPs. And then we failed to identify our own values, our own beliefs, our own attitudes, and our own behaviors. So what's going to happen is everybody does childcare their way. Everybody's a childcare genius, right? But the problem with that is when you don't set up and establish a culture first and how you want it done, they're going to bring their own culture, right? And we don't want them to bring their culture. We want them to bring the culture that we want. So the number one reason why employees quit their jobs, the number one reason that they quit their jobs, 62%, if you go to the next slide, 62% of people that were polled in a LinkedIn survey said that it was toxic work culture. This is why people leave their jobs. 56% of people polled in the survey also said that it was from poor management. So you guys see the trend here. The two top reasons why people leave their jobs in this industry is because they're not quitting their jobs, they're quitting their bosses. And so that is our role. When you have an employee problem, when your employees are toxic, when the culture is toxic, and you keep those people around, it's going to continue to infiltrate, and you're going to lose your A players because they're tired of you letting things slide. And so go ahead and go to the next slide. So how do we fix it? We've talked about our feeling. We talked about our fact. So how did we fix it? Well, when we were getting phone calls left and right and things were going bad and we recognized we were having a bad reputation, we recognized that we needed to be more involved than just investors. So we immediately dove in. And here's the thing is I recognized that we couldn't even quote our own culture. I couldn't even say to you, like, what is our culture here? And so if you can't quote your culture, then your employees, they can't live it on the floor. So we went ahead and developed something that was really easy for everybody to understand and follow. And I encourage you to develop a culture statement. I lead with culture in my business. Our culture statement is KC3. We are a Christian childcare facility that strives for kindness and creativity and a caring and a clean environment. Those four components: kind, creative, caring, and clean. You can be kind, but if you're not creative with students, you're not creative with dealing with behavior problems, or creative dealing with parents that struggle, or creative dealing with a staff member that is a little tough to work with. And you can be clean and caring, but if you're not creative, people's gonna leave. Same thing, you can be creative and kind, but if you're not caring, wiping kids' noses and taking care of their diapers right away, you can be everything else, but if you're not clean, they're gonna leave. So if one of those four components are not there, people's going to leave. It's going to cause some relationship problems. So that's why we drove the culture, the KC3 culture. And I encourage you, go create your own culture statement and lead with it. The second thing is, we hear all the time is, got to get my A players, got to get my A players, train B players to be an A player, get rid of C and D players. We hear it all the time. The issue is have you been able to identify your A player? Because all of us have maybe different philosophies or different things that really mean a lot to us. So we developed our stars players. I'm looking for our stars players. I'm not just hiring bodies. In fact, when we go to hire, we lead with culture. We ask culture questions and we lead with our stars players. Our stars players is somebody that has strong communication, somebody who has team collaboration, somebody who's adaptable, somebody who is reliable, and somebody who has skilled leadership. Those are 5 components that we must be looking for in our stars player. And if you're kind of a stars player, you're kind of a B, you have a willingness to learn, then I'll hire you. But if you don't meet the culture and the stars player, then you're not hireable. Even if we need to slow down, stop hiring bodies. You're going to save yourself a lot of pain in the long run by building culture. SOPs. Let's talk about SOPs. You have to write down everything in how you're supposed to do it, how you want childcare done, how you want classrooms done, how you want cleaning done. If things are broken in your system, you have to write that down. You have to do training manuals. You have to do classroom manuals. You have to do admin manuals. What do you want your admins to do during the day? Because ultimately, what is your goal? Do you want to just continue to have to come back every time and be putting out fires? Or do you want to have skilled leaders that can lead without you being there? And so the only way to do that is for you to build these things out. Checklists, daily checklists, opener checklist, closer checklist, float checklist, checklist. It makes sure that no one drops the ball, because guarantee most of the people that work for you, they don't want to drop the ball. They just don't know what you expect. So by writing stuff down, you are very clear in your expectation. You're setting them up for success and you're setting yourself up for success. Disciplinary policies, how you discipline. We do a point system. When you get points, how you get points, how you go through terminations, all of that. You've got to pull all of this out of your brain, all of this out of your heart, and you got to get it down so that your people know what is expected of them. Quarterly reviews. If you're not doing them, do them. If you're doing them, put in there. Quarterly views. What did STAR stand for? It stands for strong, skilled, strong communication, team collaboration, adaptable, reliable, and skilled leadership. You have to do quarterly reviews. That's letting your staff know, your team know, like, this is what you're doing well in, and this is what we want to do over the next 60 days or the next 90 days, and what we want to see improved. Let's talk about 30, 60, 90. This was a huge process for us, was to develop the process of onboarding and hiring and evaluating them every 30, every 60, every 90 days. That is super important, that you have even an assessment that you know if these people are childcare worker quality. So, and it's constantly refining your systems and processes. And then having admin and owner reviews. And this is huge, huge. What type of culture are you setting? Are you setting a culture that you're the boss and it's your way? Or are you setting a culture that you're open to feedback? Are you open to be reviewed as well? Are you open to be vulnerable with your people and let them review you and tell you how you're doing? And I think that that's something that we've done really well in our culture, is we have constantly said, I'm no different than you, because when I lay my head on the pillow at night, I want to be the best boss. That is my God mandate, is to be I consider this the greatest ministry God has ever given me, was to be the best employer that I could ever be. So if you've got something to say, I've got ears to listen, and we can evaluate if it's me that has to change, if it's you that has to change, and if it's a little bit of both of us that has to change. Okay. You also have to identify where your communication is lacking. Oftentimes people leave because they feel like the poor management. Are you lacking in communicating what's in here externally to your people? And then where your leadership team is being inconsistent, and you've got to hold them accountable. Hold your leadership team accountable. And so this is important, very important, as we talk about culture. Go ahead and go to the next slide. it says 77% of employees will consider a job culture before they consider salary. So why do we hit this first? We hit culture first because often you're going to feel alone when you've got that rotating cycle of people that aren't wanting to stay in your company. You're losing your A players, your stars players, because you're not handling things and you're not communicating things well, and you're not being consistent, and you're not holding your staff accountable to being consistent. I'll tell you this, when we came back in 2020, we came in, my husband and I looked at each other and we said, we've got to change this culture. And it didn't happen overnight. This is the hardest step of the process. Who knows this? Who has done this well? This is the hardest step of the process, is to look at where you're messing up as the leader, at where you're inconsistent in the leader, at what you're doing wrong, rather than constantly blaming everybody else. You want to be a person without fault, right? You want to be a person that can lay your head down on the pillow at night and be like, I got this. I'm listening to my people. And when you do, your people will appreciate it and will want to stick with you. And so one of the things that I thought, one of the things that I thought was incredibly important is that if your crew won't do, fix your culture, and God will bring a team that's new. So we saw in the beginning that we were having minimum wage people with minimum wage mindsets. And as we began to be better leaders ourselves, we began to attract an entire different group of people. Some of them left, some of them stayed, and was so grateful that we were fixing ourselves. And I'll tell you, we have a fantastic crew that just loves us and works with us. And look, if it's not fantastic, they either shapen up or they ship out. So God will bring you a new team. So don't be afraid to fix it, work on culture. And it's going to take a few years. I guarantee you, it's been the hardest thing that we've done, but it'll be so worth it on the other end if you don't want to feel alone in childcare. Second, go ahead to the next slide. The second thing I want to talk about real quick is often we feel alone in childcare because we don't have the tools to delegate. And I see this so often. We feel, and let's hit our feelings here again. We feel, let's see if this sounds familiar. Bobby, go ahead and head to the next slide. We feel I have so much to do that it's easier just to do it myself. I've talked to so many owners, and why don't you feel you have the tools to delegate well? I'm wearing all the different hats and doing all the different things. I have so much to do. I just got to hunker down and I got to work hard and I got to get this done. I don't know how to teach someone to do it like me. Honestly, you can't get in my brain. My brain's my brain. And I don't know how to get somebody to do it like me. Here's one, and some of you will this will resonate in you, is, okay, if I don't do it, what am I going to do? Like, we've got this thing in our mind, this like worthy issue that we've got to work 50, 60 hours to have validity in our identity and who we are. How about if somebody else did it? I feel targeted too much. I love you. How about if somebody else took the reins, that you live out like a little bit of your why, that you live out a little bit of what God's called you to do? Okay, this is my baby. This is from Christina. Thank you, Christina, for this one. I changed the slide just for you. If you're here, say preach it. This is my baby. Nobody can do it like me. So I'm not letting go. This is my baby. It'll take me longer to explain it than just to do it myself. If I have to keep fixing their errors or their inconsistencies, I'm going to go crazy. So I might as well do it myself. I don't know what I should do or delegate others to do. Does this sound familiar to any of you of why we don't have the tools to delegate? Drop in there. Me, you're speaking to me. Let's hit the fact. That's our feelings, that we don't have the tools to delegate. Well, let's hit the fact here. The fact is that not training or delegating well is going to cost you way more time and money in the long run. Way more time and money. And so here I am wearing multiple hats, being a mom. You can resonate with this picture, this woman that is just wearing all of these hats. Being a homeschool mom, I'm also the human resources director. I run a few businesses. I'm the marketing director. Maybe you've been there. You're a counselor, you're a cook, you're the CACFP program coordinator, you're the administrator, the trainer, the IT, you're the content creator, you are the web developer, the software master, you are the curriculum planner, not to mention you pay the bills and insurance. Now, let's not even throw in here that you're mamas, that you're wives, that you have the personal life. And I don't even want to bring up hobbies, because what are those? So you're wearing all of these hats and you're all things to all men. And so you're overwhelmed. And there was a time in my career where I had a huge wake up call, and I was running the books of our business. And look, I'm not trained in QuickBooks. That's not what I do. I am not a financial accountant by any means, but I was the best man for the job for what we were doing. And I was doing fine when we were 6 figures. But once we got into 7 figures and it was a little bit more complex, I thought I was doing pretty okay. I often would spend sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day making sure that I was doing things right. Well, at one point, one night, I had made a huge QuickBooks error, massive QuickBooks error. And it was very simple for somebody who understands finances. But for myself, I didn't fully understand what I had done. And so I'm like, oh, why is this here? There was something on our balance sheet that shouldn't have been there. And so I went and changed it. And when I did, I saw that it really took us very far into the red. And I was devastated because I didn't have the knowledge and the know-how and the genius and the expertise to do what I needed to do so that I could do QuickBooks well. So I went and woke up my husband and I said, man, I have really botched this up. Will you check this to see if, and here, guys, I was giving advice to all of our people on, oh, our labor cost is awesome. And I was giving financial advice based on what the QuickBooks was saying. And I had really made a big error. Out of that, it really broke me, because what had to happen is I fired myself. I pulled myself off salary. I ended up having to let go my administrator's husband, who was a cleaner. We ended up having to stop giving away bonuses for a season. And we had 2 deals, business deals that were going through that I literally had to face. Okay, do I tell them the truth, or do I kind of say, I don't feel like doing this business venture? No. I went and told them the truth. And I went to my team. I sat my team down and I said, man, I really messed this up really big. And I made an error, and that's why we're not getting bonuses. But I want to let you know that I cut myself first, and I'm suffering as well, not just you. So I remember, go ahead to the next slide. I remember crying out to God, and I said, Lord, if I continue on this path of doing it all alone, I'm going to literally bankrupt this company, and I'm going to bankrupt myself. And I remember saying to my husband, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep wearing all of these hats. Have you been there? Are you there? I cannot keep doing this. I cannot be all things to all men. And literally out of that, in my brokenness, in that moment of brokenness, is where real change is sealed and mindsets are shifted and our purpose is revealed. It's in those moments of brokenness. Go to the next slide. Real change is sealed. Mindsets are shifted and our purpose is revealed. Look, the coffee bean doesn't really reveal its purpose until it's broken. That's when it becomes what it was intended to be. And it was in those moments of brokenness and those moments of looking at God and having conversations that he really said, you need to really learn to delegate and to delegate it well. And so with that, here's how you fix it. I immediately went into, okay, what is my why? Who am I and why am I? Go to the next slide. What's my why in life? Did I do this childcare business? And what's your why in life? Ask yourself this. Did you start this childcare business to do it alone? Did you start the childcare business to continue having to go and put out fires? Did you start this childcare business to go create a job for yourself? And we understand, the love for children. We understand the need for that. But there's a why within you that made you start this. And so when you evaluate your why, you evaluate what you do, you start to align things with your motives. Your why is your motives. It's what inspires you to do the work that you do. And so that literally your work becomes a tool and a vessel for the why in your life. And I found myself working so hard on my business that I couldn't work or, in my business, that I couldn't work on my business and live out my why. And the second thing I needed to identify my genius zone. I had to recognize that, nope, I'm not good at this. It's going to be awful for everybody if I continue. So you need to plan and plot out a path to your individual purpose. And they're all different. Some of you may absolutely love curriculum development. That is your why. That is why you got into this. That inspires you. Everything else bogs you down. And listen, the alternative, if you don't get help and learn to delegate, the alternative is shutting down and getting burnout and quitting. And that's no good to nobody, because then you can't live out the why that God has called you to do. So it's so important that you identify that. When you plan and plot out the path to your purpose, everything else goes into a planning strategy of who, when, and how I offboard that based on urgency and priority. And I'm going to tell you, this takes time. It takes time to really pull this out. That's why we have CMA and these places like this that can help us pull out what we're good at, what we love to do. And then everything else is delegatable. I don't do anything in my business without the mindset that I'm pulling somebody in with me to do it with me, to train them. If I'm doing it because I'm like, I need to get it done, I'm doing it with somebody on my side so that they can do it and get it done, so that I can live out God's purpose. Okay, moving on from there. The third thing that I want to talk about, and this is a big one, and we have all been there, is the reason that we often feel alone is, let's be serious, let's be real here, is we have a fear of being found out. Oftentimes we don't want to communicate where we're hurting and what we don't know and why we're not where we think we should be, because we're afraid that people's going to find us out. And so it makes us feel alone. Let's go ahead to the next slide. Does this sound familiar? Here's the feelings of it. If I open up about it, I'm going to look like a fool. I'll just stay quiet. What about comparison? Comparison kills in a world of social media where you're getting life snapshots. Look, all of us on social media, we're putting out our best. And so when you see 25 people that you know in the industry, and they're all posting 25 things that they're geniuses in, that they're excelling in, and then you're thinking of those 25 things that you aren't doing well, you immediately think, oh, I got to do that, and I got to do that, and I should be doing that. And then immediately you feel like you're failing, and you don't want to admit that you can't be all things to all men. But here's the thing, we all know that we're not all things to all men. And so we have to be very, very careful about comparison. Let's talk about the imposter syndrome. I don't deserve these blessings because. We all have said it. We've all been there. You feel that you're not worthy of it for whatever reason. And the last one, if they really knew what my house looked like, my house inside, my house here at my daycare, if they really knew what it looked like, they'd judge me, they'd not like me, they'd not respect me. So I'm just going to kind of put on a face and a show, because if I really expose, I'm going to feel even more alone. So it's better to not expose that. So let's talk about the fact here. The fact is, and you guys know this, we've said this to each other, but it's so important that we continue to straighten crowns with each other, and that we say this more and more, is that you're not an imposter because you're not perfect at everything. Look at this picture. What if they find out I'm a fraud? I don't deserve their respect. They have no idea how really inept I am. I'm not an expert and I'm not brilliant. I just got lucky. These are things that I've heard people say. If you've heard people say, or you've said any of these, say, I've heard this. This is something that we all deal with. And I think it's good that you know that you see each other dealing with this as well. So the fact is who are the type of people? Go ahead to the next slide. Who's the people that feel this way? Often when I talk to owners, it's people that are trailblazers. You are breaking literally glass ceilings in your own life. Maybe you've done things that the people in your family have never done, or your friendship circles have never done, and you're literally blazing a new trail. And so often you feel alone because you are reaching heights that you've never seen modeled for you. And now it's you. So it makes you feel like an imposter. It makes you feel like you're failing. Perfectionists. Often I say within our company is, look, because I feel so perfectionist about things, is I have a quick fix, a short-term fix, and a long-term fix. Because for me, often when it's not perfect or final or thoroughly thought through, I just pause on it. Anybody else do that? You pause on it. And so nothing ever gets done. And that continues to affect the culture. So instead of pausing on it, you got to get a quick fix. You got to work on things fast rather than worrying about it being perfect. Productivity is better than perfect, right? Scrollers on social media, comparison again, that is such a thief in our life. High achievers, man, listen, if you find yourself being the highest achiever in the room, get in a new room. Really level up your friendship circles. And that's what CMA is all about. It's about, so if you're here, you're doing this. You're surrounding yourself with other high achievers. You're surrounding yourself with visionaries. And that's another reason why some visionaries feel like imposters. A lot of times they feel like they have the vision, but not the skills, and they're not equipped to follow through and enact the skill sets to see those things come to fruition. I can see them, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it. So that's the fact. Let's fix it. How do we fix this when you feel like you're an imposter? First of all, this is super important, is you have to identify the voices that you choose to listen to. If you listen to all the voices out there, you're going to continue to feel alone. Not everybody is going to like you. And let's just face the facts. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Okay. Your leadership means sometimes being misunderstood. It means being miscategorized. It means being judged. It may even if what they're saying about you is semi-valid, like there's some truth in it. Okay. You can take that, grow from it, be better. But oftentimes it just really doesn't matter what they say, as far as it doesn't make the validity of who you are any different. They can't invalidate you. You know, it's just maybe their version of you. Okay. Their version of what they think you are. So be very careful of the voices that you listen to, because that will drive you to a loneliness, and you don't even have to go there. The second one is the voice that you choose to be for others. What I love about this group is that the voice that you guys choose to be is, I literally had a dream. Okay. Right after I met Brandy, go to the next slide, Bobby. I'm sorry. I know you lost it. It's the very next one. I literally had this dream, Brandy, and I need you to hear this. In this group, I had a dream that Brandy and the coaches were literally adjusting the crowns of women. When I met this group, that's exactly what I felt like. There are so many people out there that have something to say. I don't want to be one. The only thing coming out of my mouth is, girl, you've got this, and let's adjust each other's crowns. And that's what you have to be for each other. And then the last one is, listen to this one. This one's big. This one's big, guys. The voice that you choose to be to yourself. Out of 100 and 150 words, between 100 and 150 words a minute can come out of your mouth to somebody else. But over 1,000, between 1,000 to 3,000 words a minute can process in your brain. Listen to that. So I ask you the question, if you won't say it to me because it's abusive, if you won't say 150 words to me that are abusive, why would you say 3,000 words to yourself that are abusive? Even if there's semi-truth in it. You've got to watch and guard the words that you're saying to yourself, because often we women, we drive ourselves to this feeling of loneliness, and we're not even the issue. Okay. And so with that, I wanted you to hear the statistic, and I'm almost done here. There's 500,000 daycares or early learning centers, childhood and preschool centers in the USA, 500,000. Okay. Out of that, there's over 760,000 childcare workers in the USA. This is just USA. 703,000 of those are all female. That's 93% of this workforce are female. That means there's a lot of women. There's a lot of estrogen. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of words going on, speaking outward and inward. There's a lot going on here. Okay. And what's super important is that we are constantly adjusting, like I said, each other's crowns and helping each other, making sure that we are growing and that we are being each other's very best, because that is so, so very important. And also the one thing that I wanted to say, and this really dropped in my spirit when I was in Texas, is Proverbs 31. You know, God says the Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that was a business owner as well as a mom. You know, God has equipped you and provided you with everything that you need to do what he's called you to do. So just remember that. And this dropped in my spirit when I was in Texas back in May. And the Lord spoke it so clearly, is do not curse the blessing because the fruit is heavy, but organize your anointing to withstand the increase. Because God is moving in you and he wants you to do great and powerful things. And so if you don't want to do things alone, first, deal with your culture. Make sure that you deal with your culture hot and heavy and that you're addressing those issues that are there. Second is with the delegating, figuring out the tools. Now I have a resource that I want to send you guys about how to be a boss in delegating and how I've learned, and it's a process of learning, but I've learned to, if it's not my why in my genius zone, I'm giving it out. I'm not doing it on my own. And then the last thing is let's continue to be open and vulnerable with each other, because in this room are people you can trust to adjust your crown, and you adjust other crowns too. I really thoroughly appreciated being here tonight. I love you guys deeply.
Oh my goodness. Christy. I
Dr. Connie.
thank you.
I
Thank
love you.
you.
We're adjusting
Thank you.
crowns.
Yes. Will you guys just put a crown in the chat? Put one in the chat for you and help somebody else. Put two in the chat. We're adjusting crowns tonight. That was amazing. And I
Amen.
love it, guys, because we still need our toolkits. She gave us a fact, and then she told us how to fix it. She gave us a fact, and we have to use those tools and fix it. This was amazing. If you don't do anything else tonight, create a culture statement. Christy, this was so powerful. We're grateful that you're a part of this community. We thank you for being a sponsor. We are so grateful that you are a childcare cousin. I heard that you had something amazing to share with us. That you had
Yes.
something exciting. I can't let you go until I hear it.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. So my husband is the king of gifts. And he loves blessing this group. He is a giver. And so this is exclusive for this group. If you are interested a little bit more learning about what childcare virtual assistance is, we hire professional virtual assistants that are live people. Some people thought it was AI, but no, they're live professionals. I didn't have AI do my QuickBooks. I hired a virtual assistant that had her bachelor's degree in finance, and she came and cleaned me up good. But we do all different types of things. If you're interested in learning more about it, interested in how that can help you, you can go to childcarevirtualassist.com/CMA. And from there, everybody from this conference alone, just from this one, we will be giving you a great discount, $200 a month discount off of the full-time package for a year. But we also, are you guys ready for this? I don't even think my sister knows this, and she's on here. This is crazy.
Brace yourself, people.
Brace yourself. So this is good. Now there's a few conditions that apply. So don't sue me for false advertisement. You just got to talk to reason. So sign up for the discovery call. But he's giving away a free cruise for 2 people for everybody that signs up for full time. From this, he is. So he's the gift king. What can I say? He loves people. He's the only guy I know that will fire you and give you $500 just because he knows it hurts. But he's like, you got to go. Here's $500. I love him. So love you guys. Thank you, Dr. Connie.
Christy, wait a minute. Angie said what?
Yeah, I know. She's like, you didn't tell. I was waiting for the surprise.
A free cruise.
Free cruise for 2. Conditions apply. But yeah, discovery call. If you want to set up a discovery call just to chat about it, childcarevirtualassist.com/CMA. Sign up. You're not putting your credit card in or anything. It's just have a talk about how we can help you discover your why and help you discover what potentially we could help you with getting free and not being alone.
They're talking and they're signing up right now. Thank you so much, Christy. Thank you all. Thank you and your family. You guys are so generous and we love you so much. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Oh my God. Did we need that or did we need that? Who is working on creating their culture statement right now? That was amazing. We got some things we need to fix, you guys. We got some things. She shared some facts, but we have some things that we need to fix. Are you ready? Can you stand a little bit more? If you can handle a little bit more, say yes. Put yes in the chat. put yes in the chat, because I want to make sure that we are right. I want to make sure that we are ready for who's getting ready to come up next. If you can stand a little bit more, say yes, say yes, say yes. I want to see some yes. Yeses in the chat. All right, Anita, I see you. Alicia, I see you. Jessica, I see you. Charlotte, I see you. Thank you. Brenda, I see you. Mary Jane, yes, yes, yes. Listen, I'm getting ready to bring to this platform. For some of us, she's our sister. She's your best friend in your head. She's your coach. She's the boss. She is the millionaire midwife. But listen, I am so excited. Every time I think this summit cannot get any better, she proves me wrong. I want you to know that she is locked and loaded. She is doing things different. I want you to know this season is not the same. It is like no other season that you have seen or experienced. And I am excited because I know that what she's getting ready to share with us is going to set us up for amazing supernatural success. If you are ready to hear from the founder, from your bestie, from your coach, from your cheerleader, I want you to put ready in the chat. I want her to know that we are ready. We have our notebooks, we have our laptops, we have our pens in our hand, and we want her to hold nothing back. Somebody put ready in the chat, ready in the chat, ready in the chat, ready in the chat, ready in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Look, I know she's your bestie. She's at every cookout in your head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ready, 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 ready. I see you. I see you. Otavia says ready. Joyce says ready. DeAndrea says ready. Becca says ready. We are ready. And I want to bring to the stage the one and the only Brandy Woods Smith.
Hey y'all. Okay, I'm back and I'm better and we got work to do. So thank you, Dr. Connie, for being on. I am about to tell you guys some amazing things. So if you need to reshare this video, because I think that this was a perfect setup to what's next. Everybody, I want you to put the word next in the chat. And the reason why, Dr. Connie, I want them to put next is a lot of them have said, listen, my head, I have so many notes. I have this, I have that. So this is what I don't like. I don't like when somebody tells me I need to lose weight, but don't help me walk through the process. I don't know about y'all, but has anybody ever told you you needed to do something and then they leave you hanging? Can y'all put don't leave me hanging in the chat? Because listen, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I love Dr. Connie's story. I'm going to borrow it. She always tells a story about how she was working with a trainer. And when she was working with this trainer, you know, she thought that what he was having her to do was impossible. Everybody say impossible. There's some impossible things that we want to happen in our business. And so she was working with this trainer. And if y'all seen Dr. C, baby, she is fine. She is fine. She's about 60 pounds lighter. You know, I see you shaking in the back. Do your little shake again. And she was working with this trainer and she thought what he was telling her was good, but it seemed impossible. Now, Christy told you some things you could do with your team. Natalie told you some things you could do with communication. I told you some things you needed to do last night. And some of you have a lot of notes, but are you asking your question, but Brandy, how do I get this all done? How can I do the impossible in just a few days? Brandy, please don't leave me hanging. But that's not the kind of sister I am. You know, I ain't like Cain and Abel. I am my sister's keeper. I don't want you guys to leave here going, but what do I do next, Brandy? How do I implement these things? And what happens after back to school? How can I get this encouragement all the time? How many of you are like, I needed this last month? And I needed this the month before. Mary says, yes, I'm going to be so happy to see you in New Orleans on Friday. But there are many of us, we've been saying, so listen, I have been doing it on my own. And it doesn't feel comfortable. I have been figuring it out on my own. And it doesn't feel comfortable. I know if that I had some accountability that I could do better. I know I wouldn't have to be so tired or so fatigued. If you are ready for help, I want you to put help in the chat. So y'all know that I am crazy and radical. I am crazy and radical. So Monday, we did our very first webinar about how to earn an extra 6 figures in your business. And we let them know some ways that we were going to help them. And I was like, but it's not enough. I went back to my team and I said, it's not enough. Because I can remember when my business was in pain, I couldn't wait 6 weeks to get help. How many of you like, listen, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm good every day walking in, but my heart, is on life support. I'm good, but I'm running out of strategy. I'm good, but I get weary too. So I didn't feel like, I told my team, and my team is on, they told you, I said, I don't feel like people can wait 6 weeks for us to do something. I feel like they need some help right now. Risa says, yes, this is me. Virginia says, listen, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And so I want to talk to you about, one, how the coaches and childcare millionaires can help you. If you guys loved Coach Nat, just put Nat in the chat, because I think she did a phenomenal job. If you loved hearing Dr. Connie, if you love Ryan, if you love Christy, all people who pour into our program, and you're going to meet 3 more powerhouses tomorrow. We have a whole army of generals. We have a whole army of generals that are ready to help you. So let me get my life together. First of all, I want to say is that, guys, you are already a success story. But many of you remind me of this woman on this screen is the love of my life. Y'all hear me talk about Francesca all the time. Because the reason why I talk about Francesca, she is just me. If I was from Puerto Rico and a little finer, because she's finer than me. But I feel like Francesca is me. She is me a few years ago. And now she has grown so much. She's me today. But when I met Francesca, she was kind of like some of you guys and saying, like, I got a good business. I love what I do. She was working with her family, but things just were not clicking for her. She literally was opening and closing every day in her business. If that's you, I want you to put every day in the chat. She was opening and closing every day in her business. She was like, I can't give anybody the keys. How can I trust them? She had a center. And get this, y'all, the center was pretty full, but it wasn't enough to take care of all of her kids and her mom. How many of you know you need more? She wanted more, but she couldn't see herself doing more in that current situation. So we began to work on things, y'all. We began to work on SOPs, and we began to work on her mindset. We began to work on her finances. And I want you to meet the new Francesca of today. I'm not saying the Francesca that has no problems, no worries, but the one that has a community, the one who has built systems. I believe right now she's in Puerto Rico, or maybe she's back, but she does not open or close her building. She don't just have one building anymore. She has 3 centers. She's fully automated, from her tours to her parent management to her tuition. Back when I met her, we were both taking cash payments, credit card payments. She has totally changed her business. Not only that, her and the vet helped their children open their own center. I mean, it's been an amazing transformation. And now she advocates. How many of you are like, okay, wait a minute, Brandy. You mean I can go from doing everything by myself? I can go from being disgusted and busted. I can go from feeling like I'm alone, like many of you admitted, to having people who can help me. I come to tell you, the word is absolutely yes. We want to help you. We don't want to leave you hanging. And guess what? We don't want all your money. So some of you are going to be like, oh, Lord, there they go. What I'm fit to offer you is going to be so amazing. My team kept asking me today, are you sure you want to add that? I was like, yep. And they were like, are you sure you want to add that? I was like, You want to add all of this for a few $100s? I said, absolutely. Because this is what I know. People in this season, they need a change. How many of you just know you need a change? And it's not that you're not doing good, but kind of like Christy said when she had that moment, if I don't make some change now, I know that I'm not going to be able to sustain. If I don't make some change right now, I know that I'm going to fumble the ball. If I don't make some change now, I know I'm going to need a heart transplant because some things are dropping in my heart about my business that I need to pluck out. I know that sometimes I view the blessing as a burden. If that's you, if I'm talking to you and you're like, Brandy, yeah, I do need a change. If you're like, I do need something to happen in my business, I need something to happen in my mindset, I'm talking to you. And for those of you who are strong, I'm going to tell you it's your job to help those of us who are not strong. Because there's going to be one day where you need help, and there's going to be one day that you're able to aid. And that's why it says 2 is better than 1. So if 1 falls, I got my sister to pick me up. Where are my childcare cousins? Say, cousin, I got you. If you're strong, say, cousin, I got you. But sometimes we need a change. We need to change the way we're doing this. So the thing about Francesca is it wasn't that what she had wasn't good. It just wasn't best. And her mindset had told her she had to do everything because she couldn't see how could she do it on a bigger scale because she was still doing too much. But I want you to be our next success story. I want you to say, you know what? When I went in July, on July 31st, everybody put July 31st in this chat because for some of you, this is going to be like, you know, when you get born again, you remember the date. We say there's room for you. Some of you are going to remember this date. You're going to say July 31st. I was sitting in my bed with my bonnet on and I knew I needed change. And I heard this loud lady on the internet saying, I've been thinking about you. I've been praying about you. And y'all know it's not a lie because in March, I set aside a whole week and I prayed and fasted for the childcare industry. We wrote a prayer journal. We did 100 days of prayer. So y'all know I'm not lying. For some of you, this is going to be the day that everything changes. And not because of me. Not because of me. Some of you have literally been sitting in your center saying something got to change. Some of you have been sitting in your car outside going, I can't keep doing it the way that I'm doing it. Some of you have been having pillow talk with your husband saying, baby, I just don't know if this is the right thing for us to do anymore. Some of you have been walking into your business and you've been having to put on a fake smile. But I want to declare that July 31st is the end of all of that. I want to declare that July 31st is the day that the tide turns. July 31st is the day that we put a stake in the ground and says, as for me, my household, my childcare cousins, my staff, and the industry, we are calling for massive change, right? The states put us down. They stopped giving us funding. You know, they stopped giving us help. They didn't lower the restrictions. Nobody lowered minimum wage. And they left us out here just like, hey, y'all figure it out. Some of us just totally felt abandoned. Then some of our staff never returned. Some parents never returned. And we're still trying to operate our business under old principles. But I tell you guys that change is imminent. When I was thinking about what you guys needed, and what I needed, because I'm going to be honest with you, I did these things first. Dr. Connie can tell you, literally, and since last December, I have been doing the work. People in my mastermind, Elevation, if you're here, Ascension, if you're here, let them know in the chat. They can tell you I've been so transparent about doing the work. But there are 5 key areas that you need to master in your business. And if you don't master these things, you're going to leak all of your goodness. You're going to leak your profit. You're going to leak your energy, right? And so we need to plug the leaks. Everybody put plug the leak. Sometimes we're doing all that we can, right, to keep the energy up, to keep the kids in, to keep the staff happy. And we don't realize that we're pouring, but our bucket has holes in it. And we keep pouring, but the bucket has holes in it. And the more we pour, the more we leak. But in this season, I said, give me the strategy to plug the leaks. Give me the strategy to find my joy back. Give me the strategy to build a better employee. Give me the strategy to build a business that can retire me and my children. Give me the business that's going to allow me to be debt free. Give me the business that's going to allow me to pay a livable wage. So how do I do that? I need a strategy. What do you want me to do? You want me to walk around my building 7 times? I'll do that. You want me to build an altar? I'll do that. I was like, what do I need to do? And it was like, you need a system. And I can remember being in Sunday school, and our system of how we act, you know, we would learn the Beatitudes, and we would learn the fruits of the Spirit and the 10 Commandments. I was like, I need a system like that. I need something that's like, do this, do this, do that. So there is a framework that I want to teach. I'm going to be teaching it in September, but you're not going to have to wait until September because I feel like you guys need help now. We want to provide you a hands-on approach to filling the leaks in your business. We want you to go from the leaks to the peak, right? We want to make sure that your business is running to its maximum capability that allows you to manage your business in chunks. Sometimes you need to just break your business up into chunks and say, I'm going to fix this today. It's done. I'm going to go over my folders. It's done. I'm going to put my new ad out. It's done. I'm going to get some automation. It's done. We want to go over a checklist and check off, hey, let's get this done. Let's get this done. And we want to hold your hand, right? We want to hold your hand. We want to walk you through the system. We don't want to leave you hanging. So we want to eliminate your excuses. Well, Brandy, I don't know who can do this. I do. Brandy, I don't know how to do my schedules. I do. Our coaches do. Our mastermind members do. Dr. Connie, the other day, she trained our mastermind to actually be little generals to come and help you guys. We are teaching them how to mentor because I am determined that we will not go under. When she said 93% of childcare workers are women, that hit. But y'all know the truth. 93% of childcare owners are not just women, but a lot of them are minority women, right? A lot of them are single mothers. And if we don't change what we're doing in our business, all of those people that we employ. So if there are, she said, 500,000 centers. And if each of us employ, that's millions of women that we employ. So we don't just have to do this for ourselves. We also have to do this for our workers, for our community. So hey girl, I was in here twice. So I went over her success story. I'm going to tell you who this program is not for. It's not for people who don't want to do the work. It's not for people who don't want to increase their profit. And it's not for lazy people who don't want to take control of their business. But I don't think that's any of you. Let me tell you who it is for. And if these are you, just put me in the chat. All right. If these are you, just put me in the chat. Guys, we're only promoting the masterclass. All right. We're not promoting the webinar at all. We want owners that are ready to reach peak success. Owners who say, listen, if you give me a framework, Brandy, I will follow the framework. If you give me the framework, I will do the work. We're looking for people who want to increase their revenue by 6 or 7 figures. Not that's just happy with the first 6 or 7, but you're like, I need an exponential increase in my finances. I need something to happen now to take me from lack to luscious, to take me from just enough to more than enough, to take me from can I go on vacation to can I take my whole staff on vacation? This is for people who are ready for a big change. I mean, big girl panties on. I mean, you're ready for something major in your life where people won't even recognize you anymore. I'm looking for childcare owners who are prepared to do the work. They're saying, Brandy, I can set aside time. So a lot of you said me. Okay, let's go. So the value of this program is $15,000. I'm not going to even stay on this slide because you're going to pay a price that don't even have a comma in it. I have removed the comma, right? So don't get caught up on this price. Get caught up on the value and what we're about to do, all right? So in this wonderful program, I'm going to teach you the framework, the peak framework over 5 days. I'm going to give you a community that supports you, and it was for a week. Some of you signed up. Thank you, George, for signing up. It was for a week. I've extended this program to 3 months. What, Brandy? 3 months for the same price. I just want y'all to put 3 months in the chat. I was riding home. I called Bobby. I said, Bobby, people cannot wait until September. I said, if we wait until September to get help, some of them are going to be closed. Some of them are going to be just frustrated. Some people are not going to be able to wait until September. I said, call the team and tell them I'm increasing the program to 3 months. And she said, what? She said, well, what's the new price? I said, there is no new price. There is no new price because it doesn't hurt me to help you. I got to do what I was told to do. And so not only are we going to teach you the framework over the 5 days, but we're going to give you 3 months of support. We're going to give you hands-on implementation. We're going to break you guys up in pods to make sure that you know exactly what you need to do. This is going to be a no excuse zone. I want you to put no excuse. And I'm going to tell you, my heart is going to be broken if some of you don't choose you. Because if it was your kids that needed to do this, you would do it. If your husband said he needed to do it, you would do it. If your cousin called you and said, can you let me hold something? You would do it. So I hope you guys choose yourself on tonight. So if all this did was helped you find the staff of your dreams, it will be worth it. Helped you feel your center, it will be worth it. Give you your joy back. I'm talking about that joy unspeakable, where you're singing in your center again, where you're laughing again. If all it did is that, it would be enough. But I'm going to do more than that. So we're going to start with the 5-day challenge. And we haven't even fully updated this because I added some stuff. I'm sorry, team. Y'all love me. We're going to give a 5-day challenge where we're going to go over the peak framework, and we're going to break your business out in chunks. Every day we're going to meet for a study hall. I'm going to teach, but we're going to do the work. I'm going to give you a workbook with all the study notes. I'm going to assign you a coach during the challenge. We're going to break up into pods. We're going to have work sessions. You're going to have Q&As. You're going to be ready to do the work. I'm going to give you guys a private Facebook group, and I only do this for Elevation Mastermind. And they do pay over $15,000 a year. But for you guys, I'm doing something for $597. Can somebody just drop $597 in the chat? And no, I'm not smoking. I'm not high. I'm not drunk. I wanted to do something where nobody had to be excluded. Nobody had to be excluded. This is for you. I just want you to drop it in the chat. Because my team was like, Brandy, what are you doing? But they don't know about what I'm supposed to say next. I'm sorry, y'all. So you're going to do the 5-day. Not only am I going to do the 5 days with you, do the work session, have the coaches come in. I'm going to do the Q&As in the study halls. I'm going to give you the workbook. I'm going to give you the replay so you can do it with your team. I'm going to give you the private Facebook group. But I'm also going to certify you. So everybody who goes through this peak framework and you do the work, I'm going to give you a certification. And one of the reasons why I'm going to give you the certification is because we're going to celebrate this at homecoming. You're going to be able to say, I know the framework in order to run my business. I know the framework in order to have a successful childcare empire. But I wanted to give you guys something more. I don't think you guys can wait until September. So we are releasing a 2.0 version of our membership. So we're going to do pre-work starting August. And then I'm going to give you 6 weeks after the masterclass. I'm going to give you 3 months of support. Everybody put 3 months in the chat. Somebody say, I just fainted. I know. Because just if you do the accelerator program, it's $1,000 a year. So for $597, we're doing the framework. We're certifying you. We're giving you 3 months of support. Yes, you'll get credits. You have to see if your state accepts our credits. We are master trainers in all of our states. So we never had a problem with states accepting credits. Now, all of this for $597. You can pay in full. You can pay in parts. We just want you to take the opportunity. Because I didn't want to leave anybody out. I was thinking about people like Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa is a family center. She started with 34 kids. She had a house she converted into a home. And she kept telling me last year, Brandy, I really want to have a bigger childcare center, but I don't know if I could do it. And we kept saying, yes, you can do it, Miss Teresa. She opened her new center 4 months ago, and she already has 80 kids. The center can hold 172 kids. She wrote a grant. Now, I'm talking about somebody that's in a retirable age, right? Some of y'all let Miss Teresa dust y'all. She wrote a grant, got $300,000, over $300,000 between ARPA funds, expansion grants, and now she is the largest minority center in the city of Waco. She literally uses what the school district used to use to run their pre-K program. If Mr. Teresa could do it, moving towards 70, y'all can't tell me that y'all can't do it. If she can use the framework, y'all can't tell me that y'all have an excuse. So, I want to give y'all one more thing, because everybody always say, Brandy, I want to come to the conference. I want to come to the conference. I want to come to the conference. And I tell them, come. In this program, you're also going to get, as a fast action bonus, that means you have to purchase in the next 48 hours. I'm going to give you a general admission ticket to the conference. So for $597, I get the 5-day class. I get the certification. I get 90 days of support, and I get a free homecoming ticket. The only thing I'm not giving y'all is my husband. I mean, literally, the only thing that I'm not giving y'all is the conference ticket itself is $9.99 when it's regular price. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to do something extreme to help y'all. I don't want you to go through back to season. You have a good little 2 weeks, and then you go back to business as usual. That is the risk of not taking action right. We want you there. We want you to be in the room. Because we throw a real party. But if you don't do this, what's the risk, Brandy? Well, you can continue to do things on your own, and that may be a struggle, right? You can continue to be overworked, like Chrissy said, and we don't want you guys to be overworked. Your center's profitability can either stay stagnant, maybe it'll increase, but I want it to abundantly increase. Or maybe you won't have the time, support, and the freedom you deserve. I don't want any of this to be y'all. So I tried to do something that was like literally a no-brainer. So I want to review real quick, and then my team is going to come. Because in this $597, you get the 5-day class, you get the Q&A, you get the recordings, the VIP group, you get the 90 days, which is not even here, you get the workbook, and you get the ticket to the conference. I added 90 days of support, right? And you get all of that for $597. It's probably like now $18,000 worth of value, right? For $597. And then I even said, well, I don't want people to leave left out. So if they just want to come to the class, they can do it for $297. But I don't know anybody who wants the $297 version. Tonight is the night for us to support you. And I wanted to do it in a big way. For 90 days, you can work for me for less than $1,000. 90 days, $600. You get a ticket to the conference. If you already have a ticket to the conference, bring your spouse. Bring one of your leaders. We have a leadership track. This should be a no-brainer. This should be a no-brainer. We want to assist you. We want to see you grow. I wanted to make sure that you guys got it. I want you to know that you're worth the investment, that we're here for you. We want to make sure we answer your questions. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. So the conference, yes, is in Houston, but the support is virtual. The 5-day class is virtual. The certification is virtual. The 90 days of support is virtual. At Childcare Millionaires Live is when we're going to celebrate with our 3-day conference. And you will get a free general admission ticket to that. So Maya asks, are you joining? Are you joining? If you are joining the challenge, I want to know. Because I think that this is an amazing opportunity. I want to see you register. I want to see you in the room. And I promise for the next 90 days, I'm going to give you the best that I have. I'm going to celebrate with you. We're going to teach. We're going to learn. We're going to do all of the things. So I want to thank you guys for being at the summit. But right now, I'm going to bring my girl Monray to the stage. How you doing, Monray?
I'm just hype on mute. Hey y'all. Hello.
I don't know if I'm in trouble. I know I added some things.
Listen, you was doing mess out here, okay? But we got y'all. I am excited to be able to help make sure that the team is helping you guys for the next 90 days. And I just want y'all to understand the heart of our fearless leader, Brandy, okay? Because my girl was just pulling it out the bag, okay? And I want you guys to understand the value of being able to be in the room and being able to be coached by somebody else. A lot of times we are going through things in our business in a silo, and we are doing it alone. And this is your opportunity to not only do this with a community, but also someone that has already been where you've been. So I want to take the opportunity to stop, answer questions so that we can be able to help you guys, so that you can be able to join us. Let me know in the chat if you are joining us in the 5-day challenge. Okay, I see Quintel said she is joining the challenge. Okay, I'm excited. Vera says she is joining. Sandra asked, where is the conference? The conference is in Houston, Texas. Okay, but let me tell y'all something. Because you guys have childcare centers, we are fearless, we are visionaries. We be trying to figure out all the things at one time. Okay, you trying to figure out, I'm gonna get access to the conference. So who gonna keep my kids? When I'm gonna close the center down? All before you even get your ticket. You need to grab access to your ticket, because one thing about it, and two things for sure, okay, there are not a lot of seats. Not only does Brandy want to make sure that she is being impactful and give you guys what you need, but she does not want it to be millions of people, right? So we have to make sure that we keep the room very intimate. So you want to make sure that you get your ticket. So one thing that I want to do, our team is dropping in the chat, okay, the link so that you guys can be able to click it, grab your ticket so that you can be able to have access to all the things. I'm going to walk you guys through to show you exactly how to check out and grab your ticket. All right, y'all, let me know if y'all can see my screen. Hold on. Yeah, oh, there we go. I'm about to say, because baby, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, there we go. All right, let me know if y'all can see my screen. Once you click the link, you should be able to see this beautiful landing page with Brandy right here, and it's telling you how you are invited to the 5-day challenge. Okay, now one thing that I'm super excited about is because each day we are breaking the framework down. Okay, and a lot of times people don't even understand what it means to sometimes even follow a framework. Most of us, we need direction. Drop direction in the chat if you like. I need direction. Like, I need to know, should I do 1, 2, 3, or 4? Right? We need direction. Some of us, we need to know exactly what I need to do to fix this problem, right? I need to know what my checklist is, what's my to-do list, exactly what I need to do, right? And I tell people that when you are in business, your job is to figure out what is your recipe. Okay? Some of us got grandmas that can go in the kitchen and just pull stuff out the cabinets and start making stuff. But most of us need a recipe. Drop recipe in the chat if you like me and you need a recipe. I need to know exactly how much sugar, exactly how much flour, exactly how much milk, right? Anytime I cook, I need you almost to tell me what aisle to go down to get this stuff, right? And so a lot of us, we need a recipe when we want to cook. The thing is, that's the same thing with your business. You want to know exactly how much of this you need to do, exactly what you need to attract the right employees, exactly what you need to do to have the right enrollment numbers, and what do you need to do to have your recipe? What does Sandra need to do? What does Angela need to do? What does Rachel need to do? What does Joyce need to do? What do we need to do to actually master my recipe, right? And that is what the peak framework is all about. For you to figure out what is my business recipe. Okay. And so that is what we're breaking down for the next 5 days. Day 1, we are talking about professional excellence. Okay. Professional excellence. How do you make sure that you don't get locked up? Right? How do we make sure that we are in compliance? How do we make sure that our operations is operating in success? Right? How do we make sure that we have a blueprint that our team and our staff can follow? Okay, you keep getting mad because Susie won't put the blocks back where they supposed to go, but you don't even know where they supposed to go because it ain't written down and nobody would know where they supposed to go but you. Right? So how do we make sure what our professional and operational excellence looks like? Okay, and so day 2, one thing also, y'all, is not only do we want you guys to learn, we want you to apply. We want you to learn, and then we also want you to apply. Drop apply in the chat, okay? Because a lot of times we sit in these master classes and these summits, and we take all of these notes, and we stay up late, and we make sure we're like, oh, yes, that's good. I'm going to apply that. And then we never do the work. And so we look up, and the same thing is going on. So we got to learn and apply. And so our job within these 5 days is to make sure that you learn and apply in the moment. Okay? So every day we teach, and then you got homework. I'm talking about homework due by midnight. Homework due so you ain't got time to procrastinate. Homework due before you go and teach your students or get your center together. You have homework that you have to do every single night so that you can be able to get your certification. Right? And so we have homework every single night. And so day 2, we're going into employee attraction and development. Because as we build this business, we know that we are only as good as the people that are helping us build this vision that God has given us. Right? If we don't have the right team, if we don't have the right staff, if we don't have the right teachers, if we don't have the right people around us, we are not going to be able to fulfill this vision. And so we have to be able to attract the right team members, attract the right staff members. And not only do we need to attract them, we need to retain them. How do we make sure that they stay? How do we make sure that they are able to continue to grow in our organization? How do we make sure they see themselves going from a teacher to a director? Or how do we show them and paint the vision so that they see like, hey, I'm going to be able to help her open 3 more centers, right? Like, how can they be bought into the vision? And so day 2 is about employee attraction and development, okay? That's our E. Then day 3, we're talking about enrollment and retention. This is my favorite topic, y'all. How many of y'all feel like y'all need help with marketing? Drop marketing in the chat. How many of y'all feel like you need help with marketing? Drop marketing in the chat, right? Enrollment and retention. We have to make sure that we can get the students, butts and seats, people in the classroom. We got to make sure that we can get these people, these students in the seats. That's our job. Your job as a CEO is to make sure that you are doing revenue generating activities. Okay? Yes, we want the curriculum to be fire. Yes, we want the classrooms to be cute. Yes, we want the milk to be milking. But are you doing revenue generating activities and doing the marketing to attract and retain the students? Are we doing the things that we have to do to keep our parents happy? Are we doing the things that we have to do to make sure that they know exactly what's going on in the centers? And they want to stay with us from infancy to kindergarten. Right? So you want to make sure that that day 3, I'm excited about that one, right? So that's what we're going to be teaching in day 4. We're going into A. That is achievement and financial management. A lot of us I tell people it's two different sides of the business. You can make the money, but can you keep the money? Okay, drop keep the money in the chat. You can make the money, but can you keep the money? And because you're in childcare, you have a high cash flow business. So every week, somebody may be handing you some coins. And as soon as it come in the front door, it go out the back door. You looking up at the end of the month, like in your bank account, like, girl, who stole my money? Somebody been stealing. Right? Anybody else felt like that? It's just me. It's just me. Or can we be honest? This is a safe space. Who stole my money? Well, that's what day 4 is all about. We have to make sure that we not only know how to make the money when marketing, but we also have to keep the money. What are the subscriptions that we should be canceling? We probably got softwares that we paying for twice. We probably got vendors that we can renegotiate the contracts. We have to keep the money in the account. We need the cash to be able to grow. And then K is all about knowledge and program development. Day 5, we are making sure that your center is the best center on your block, okay, in your city. You have to make sure that you have the program development for your kids. And so that is what we're breaking down for the 5 days. And I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to see the impact that you're going to be able to get in 5 days. But not only will you get it in the 5 days, you're also going to be able to get that 90-day support. You're also going to be able to come in person to the conference. You're also going to be connected with a community. Okay? So you have to make sure that you get in this room. And so I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions that you have, because yes, 5 days to becoming fruitful. You better tell them. I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions that you may have so that we can be able to support you guys. So I got a question from Charlotte. She said, does each admin need their own challenge, or is the fee for the challenge per admin team? So one thing, Miss Charlotte, what we can do is you can be able to email us, and if you have more than 4, we can do a group price. Okay, it is per member, but we can do a group price. Okay. So we are starting immediately with the support in our membership 2.0, but the challenge itself, it starts September 16th through the 20th, but you immediately start to get support within our membership as soon as you purchase this offer. Okay, so Shantavia question, are the 90 days help developing our SOPs? Within the 90 days, are there modules to help you develop your SOPs? Is that your question? Let me know. Okay, Quintel said, I just signed up. Congratulations, Miss Henry. I am excited. I am excited. Okay. Yes, that is your question. Yes, we have. Let me tell y'all something. That portal is portaling. We have a lot of information, but yes, we do have modules in there to help you actually set up your SOPs. Okay, set up your SOPs. We got you. Congratulations, though. Congratulations. I cannot wait for you guys to join. What other questions do you guys have, so that I can be able to make sure that you have all the answers that you need to make the best decision? Now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all ain't got all day to make the decision. So one thing that I want to tell you guys is, let's just say you're like, okay, hey, I know I want to come VIP. I know I want to be in the room, but right now, at this very moment, because I don't want to lose my seat, I can only come general admission at the $297. All you have to do, y'all, is go ahead and get your general admission ticket. As soon as you get your general admission ticket, you'll get emails to ask you to upgrade if you want to upgrade at a later time before the challenge starts. I just recommend that you start. I just recommend that you get in the room, okay? But we also have payment plans for the the $597 VIP as well. Okay, you can check out with Klarna and all the things. So do not allow money to be your reason of why you're not in the room. Do not allow yourself to go another day to not have support. Do not allow yourself to not get the transformation that you said that you wanted to have. And so I want to give you guys another opportunity to ask any questions, any hesitations, any final words, any final questions that you may have to be able to get in the room, because we want to see you in the room. Any questions? And I'm excited, y'all. I cannot wait. Membership 2.0 starts in August. Okay. I'm excited. Yes, it starts in August, y'all. So this is what August is tomorrow. Okay. But we immediately is going to be able to support you. Okay. Yes, Joanne. You will be able to see the payment plan once you start to check out the checkout process. The membership portal is available after you sign up. Yes, it is sent to you via email within 24 hours. All right, you said, what's membership 2.0? That is a good question, Ms. Rachel. So membership 2.0 is something that Brandy added in addition to the challenge, okay? And one thing that you can get in a membership 2.0 is going to allow you to be able to have the modules, the courses, and the guest experts. You get a monthly newsletter and a work session along with a Q&A session with Brandy. And so many of our childcare owners that have came through the membership has been able to continue to excel and fix the problems that they want to fix, right? And so this allows you to be able to have all of the things that you need access to. Okay. Let me see. Are there modules that assist with ABA therapy centers with child day centers? That is a very good question, Miss April. So one thing about it is, the one thing I love about the membership is that, one, you get the Q&A session. It's a group Q&A, but you get the opportunity to ask Miss Brandy questions, okay? So you can bring your specific issue to her. Okay, you can bring your issues to her. And in the challenge, every day you get Q&A. So you get to write your questions down and say, hey, I've been thinking about this for my center. I've been thinking about this for my center, right? And so you get the opportunity to ask those questions. And let me tell y'all something. Brandy is not somebody that holds back, okay? Coach Brandy gives all of the resources that she has. So if she has something that you need, then she would definitely give it to you for sure. Would this benefit an in-home provider that works solo? Absolutely. Absolutely it does. All right, what other questions? Is the price the same if I already bought the ticket for the homecoming? Yes, ma'am. So even though you already bought your ticket for your homecoming, it's still a free ticket, and you get to give your ticket to one of your team members. So if you want one of your admins or your directors or your teachers, whoever to come with you, or your spouse, you can give that ticket to somebody else. But it's just a freebie that comes with the ticket. What other questions y'all got? I'm excited, y'all. How many of y'all are going to join us in the challenge? Y'all, we got 90 days together, okay? Not only do we got 90 days together, I'm going to see y'all at homecoming, okay? Period. I'm excited. I'm ready. I just joined, ready to take my center to another level. I am excited. Yes. Congratulations, Miss Vera. I am excited for you. I'm excited. Listen, I cannot wait to hear your testimony by the time you get to homecoming. Like, this is how, let me tell y'all something. This is how fast I know the transformation is going to happen. This is how fast I know that God is going to bless your business by you taking action. This is how fast I know that things are about to turn around. Okay, because I want you to understand that the moment that you decided to take action was the moment that you decided to sow a seed into your business, and things are about to turn around. Because I already know for the next 90 days that when we get to homecoming, you're gonna have a testimony. I'm gonna come find you, Miss Vera. I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna ask you how things have turned around and changed. Okay, because I know that it is going to be amazing. Okay, Miss Rachel, I see you said where's the info to join the challenge? The team is dropping it in the chat. You can see a link below. It says join the challenge. All you have to do is click that link. The homepage is going to come up. You click the button that says join the challenge, and you're going to be able to join us tonight. And we want to celebrate you as you grab your ticket, Miss Rachel. I'm excited. I am excited. Okay, Risa said she pulling up too. Okay, I am excited to see you guys at homecoming. I'm excited to see you guys at the challenge. We got 90 days together. We locked in now. We are locked in. What other questions do you guys have? Any other questions? And if not, we are going, I know some of y'all on the East Coast, and y'all got to get to the centers in the morning. Okay, if y'all like Brandy, y'all be up at 4 a.m. Okay, so we're gonna let you guys go, but I want to make sure that I give you guys the opportunity to ask any last questions that you have so that we can support you. Yes, Miss Henry said she ready to start. Okay. Yes, exactly, Miss Vera. It has changed. It has turned around. I am excited. And I'm excited to see the change that you guys are having and are about to experience. Like sometimes it just takes you to have that leap of faith and that guidance to make sure that you can take your business in the right direction. Ms. April said, I'll definitely join it as I took a position as the educator director within a month. I was asked to be the executive director, and now I'm purchasing the company. Yes, and this is my vision for years, and I truly believe that God brought me to this season as my word for the year is change. That's what I'm talking about, Miss April. Let me tell you, the word of the year is level up. The word of the year is next level, okay? I love that for you. I am excited. I cannot wait to see you in the challenge. I think that even as you are going through this change, these seasons are changing for you to be in the place that you are now and to have the support that you are about to get is going to just amplify you. Okay, it's going to just take you to the next level. It's just going to allow you to not only buy one center, but it's going to allow you to buy multiple, right? It is going to give you the direction, the blueprint to be able to set you up. So I am excited for you to take this direction and have this recipe to get you to the next level. Miss Quintel said, this is my season. It sure is. It's called winning season, okay? I am excited. I'm excited. Any last questions, y'all? Anything else?
Every day that you meet somebody.
All right.
Not every day that you meet somebody who really wants you to win. I think what is so amazing about Brandy is that even when she came to me with this vision, it was really out of a frustration of trying to launch our childcare centers and running into established owner after owner who refused to help us. And so Childcare Millionaires was really birthed out of a place of frustration, but then out of a place of truly wanting to share what it was that we were blessed with others so that they would not have the same struggle.
This is my 5th conference with the Childcare Millionaires Association. I feel like each conference, each year, I grow a little bit more, I learn a little bit more, I become a little bit more successful in my business and personally. One way that I see that they help us wing it to win it is by having a personal touch. Brandy, Coach Condi, Coach Natalie, Coach Tamika, Coach DeShannon, all of them love to be very involved with the attendees and the participants of the organization.
I love Brandy. I love Natalie. They have pretty much spoken to my wife and told her exactly the same things that I've been saying for years. So I greatly appreciate them. They're now part of our family, you know?
It has been an amazing journey being part of Elevation Masterminds. They have been an amazing partnership with us. They have taught us so much. A lot of great things for our business, a lot of personal things to grow myself as a CEO. Thank you, Elevation Mastermind.
I am back for another wonderful conference at Childcare Millionaires Live, Houston, and my experience with Elevation has been winning. I've grown from the first video conference in 2020 during COVID, listening to Brandy, getting the ideas, the camaraderie, the sisterhood, knowing that I can do this, gave me the confidence to keep moving.
When I started Elevation Mastermind, when I came to the conference, I didn't have any type of direction. I just heard this Childcare Millionaire thing, and I felt like that's where I needed to be. I needed to experience it. I heard it on the computer enough, and it was just time for me to be in the building because it just seemed like the energy was amazing, the people were authentic. It just seemed like that. So I was like, I have to see what this is really about because, you know, TV, it can seem a little fake sometimes. But when I got here, they had me in the middle of the floor crying because they was ready to help me, hold my hand, support me, and be there for me on my journey. I noticed that when I was in the middle of the floor, I had my sisters circle around me to support me and be there to help me get through this journey. I came here not owning a center and just wanting to have a center and working in my mom's center that I love dearly, but I had put my dream on the back burner because I felt like I wasn't doing what I needed to do for my family first, and I had to keep putting them first. But sometimes you could put you first and still take care of your family and make sure that you're living your dreams. So after signing up for Elevation Mastermind, I got the whole pie, not the slice of it. You know, the conference is just a slice, but Elevation Mastermind is the whole pie. I got the coaches calls that would just help me figure out where I wanted to go. I got the accountability partners who would check on me and make sure I was good, not just in my business, but in my personal, in my mental, in my emotional, and even in my spiritual. I have sisters praying for me, hoping and wishing that I win with them. So what are you waiting for? Because we want you to win. Like, no, for real, we want you to win. You should come, join us.
We want you to win.
We want to see you win.
We want to see you win.
Have you heard? Your losing streak is over. At Childcare Millionaires, we want to see you win. Welcome to your winning season.
I can tell you for a fact that Brandy really wants you to win. And it's one thing for people to say it out of their mouth. It's another thing for them to literally put their effort, their support, and their action where their mouth is. And I think that over the years, we've seen Brandy do this time and time and time again. And so I can tell you there's not a better coach, there's not a better cheerleader, there's not a better advocate in childcare than Brandy Wood-Smith. And I'm not just saying that because she's my sister.
I'll never be more loved than I am.
We are on day 3 of the Childcare Millionaires Conference. And can I tell you a secret? This is my favorite day. I am so excited about our Sunday service. Every year, we take this time to give God thanks for the businesses that He's allowed us to have, the role that He's allowed us to play in the lives of families and children all over this country. So today, get ready, because none other than Dr. Bishop Connie Stewart is going to bring us a word from the Lord. You'll hear from our coaches, and then, of course, our host, Brandy Woods, will close us out. One thing we want you to know is that we could not do this without God, because we know that with Him, all things are possible.
You've never been closer than you are right now.
Let's sing it loud, y'all.
You are
Jireh, you are enough. Jireh, you are enough. And I will be content, even in every circumstance. You are Jireh, you are enough. Forever enough, always enough, more than enough. enough, more than enough. I don't wanna forget how I feel right now on the mountain top. I can see so clear what it's all about. So stay by my side when the sun goes down. Don't wanna forget how I feel right now. Jireh, Jireh, you are enough. I know that you are Jireh, you are enough. So I will be even in this right now, in every circumstance. 'Cause I've learned that Jireh, He's always enough. You are enough. He's forever enough, always enough, always more than enough. He is forever enough. When I lose everything, He's always more than enough. Yeah.
I'm already loved. Well, I can't believe that the conference is a wrap, but the work is just beginning. I'm so excited for what you're going to be doing in the next 6 months before we meet each other. But in July of 2024, we'll be meeting again for our next conference. Between then and now, I expect for you to be doing the work, making your center an organized success. If you need me, I'm just a phone call away. Listen, don't let the next opportunity pass you by, because it's for you. It's not.
Y'all, I'm just talking. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for being on tonight. I was giving announcements. Tomorrow we have 3 wonderful speakers. I know we went a little bit over tonight, but we wanted to make sure we answered everybody's question. This is a great program for those of you also who have been in our programs before and you've been looking for a way, how can I get back connected? I've not been connected. We want to make sure that you hit the buy button, because the special of the 90 days, that was like a fast action. That ticket to the conference, those are fast action bonuses. And I know you guys know the program is truly worth it. So I know it's late. We'll send out an email with some of the links and all of that stuff. But we are so excited to have you guys. Can you guys hear me now? Yes? Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, okay. Y'all had me scared. I'm like, I'm just talking. If our team can ask you any questions, you can always email us. We are watching. We are hopeful. We're going to be here all throughout the weekend with the challenge. And then don't forget, if you're a VIP for the challenge, you have a Q&A day on next week. We have amazing things planned for Childcare Millionaires for the rest of the year. And we're so happy that you're a part of it. Now, get out, go to bed. It's time for us to get ready for tomorrow. And some of you guys, I'll see you in New Orleans this weekend. So I cannot wait to see you and spend time with you. It's going to be amazing. All right, now, time to go. Like they say at church, knock off saints. We got work to do. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys soon. Thank you, Miss Joyce. I appreciate that. Y'all know how much we love y'all. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for being on tonight. Hey, Cecily. Hope to see you this year. Hope the kids are doing good. Hey, Rachel. Rachel, I think you're a first timer. Thank you. Hey, my Leslie. How are you tonight? Y'all have a good night.